Pitch to Kirby, lines that ball. Second baseman reaching up for it is Hockenberry, but it's over her head. A base hit and an RBI for Lauren Kirby. And the Vikings strike first, leading 1-0, as scoring from third is once again Faith Kirby with the run. And Flanagan delivers the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball. This is to left field. Going back is McMahon. It's over her head. It hits the bottom of the fence. Edco will score 2. Scoring all the way from first base will be Hofer. Dugan the first run. Hofer the second one. And McKenna Hofer with another double. 2 RBIs. And the Vikings lead 3-1 now. 2-2 pitch. And swinging through it there is going to be Benish. The 11th strikeout recorded by Enkelceder. She strikes out the side here in the 5th. 1-2 offering and swinging right through the pitch is Hoover. Strikeout number 13 for Enkelceder. And again, she gets out of the jam in the bottom of the 6th. Enkelceder now, your 1-2 pitch to Benish. Bouncing ball right back to Enkelceder. Why not? Throws wide of the bag at first, but Kirby able to catch it. Step on the bag. And Edco, for the second time in 3 years, heading to the state softball tournament. Timely hitting from their seniors, McKenna Hofer and Lauren Kirby. And then Rachel Enkelceder on the mound. Strikes out 14. Edco, ranked number 15 in Class 1A, back to the final 8 in Class 1A. The best tournament action is on KCTN FM 100. It's a state softball tournament rematch. Edco facing Exira-Elk Kimbalton. The Vikings bats carried them to a second-round win over Southeast Warren. They know they will need that again today.
Edgewood Auto and Towing is an automotive repair shop, tire dealer, and 24/7 towing service. We offer full service work on all autos and semis. Our highly skilled mechanics provide quality workmanship and will get you back on the road in a timely manner. Check out our current tire rebates by calling 563-928-7333 or stopping in to Edgewood Auto and Towing for complete terms and conditions.
It's a state softball tournament rematch. Edco facing Exira-Elk
TNT Power Sports sells and services all makes and models of UTVs and ATVs. We have a nice selection of clean used units available along with new units. Contact Brian Sawyer or Tracy for your next UTV or ATV purchase. To keep your UTV or ATV in top-notch condition for work or play, schedule your service work with Brian or Nathan by calling 563-245-1100 or stop into TNT Power Sports north of Alcator on Highway 13 for all your sales or service work.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable fast broadband internet in Northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Lowena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
It's a state softball tournament rematch. Edco facing Exira-Elk Kimbalton. The Vikings bats carried them to a second-round win over Southeast Warren. They know they will need that again today. For the Spartans, after a first-round loss to Edco, they've won 2 to get another shot at the Vikings. An Edco win puts them into the title game. A Viking loss forces a deciding game later this afternoon. Edco and Exira EHK. Today's On Deck show next.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by 4 Scoops and More, The Edgewood Locker, Tinker-Built Custom Fab and Portable, Lloyd Kelchin Grain, Woods Edge Golf Course, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a crop, harvest wisely, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Gottenburg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, and TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont.
And Audubon head coach Tom Peterson, coach your team, picking up a victory over Southeast Warren, a walk-off win 5-4. Tell me about that game.
Yeah, I was pretty excited for the gals. We battled through that. Early on, I thought we were getting some good cuts and some good looks. Later on in the game, we became a little bit stagnant, I felt, but we just wanted to keep the pressure on as much as we could, and we were fortunate. They came back in the 6th inning. We were fortunate to get out of there with the W.
All right, Riley Miller, obviously very effective on the mound for you again.
Yeah, she's going to have to be. I feel maybe the last couple of games she's been hitting her spots a little bit better, and she's going to have to today. Edco, they're great hitters up there, and if you make mistakes, they're going to make you pay as good teams do.
All right, so let's talk about offensively. Who are some of the girls that have really been contributing here at the state tournament?
Well, it starts at the top with Taryn. We're at our best when she's able to get on base and put pressure on the opposition. So if she can do her things that she's been doing, Riley Miller's been having an outstanding tournament. We started to get the bats going a little bit better in the last 2 games, but as you know, she struck out 15 of us the first time around, and if that happens again today, unfortunately, we won't be playing tonight.
All right, so your approach in this ball game for your team then offensively?
Well, you got to just make sure and be disciplined. I thought we were swinging at high pitches early on. We got to make sure that we are hitting pitches that are our pitches and not hers. You know what I mean? So it's going to be hopefully it's going to be a really close game, and I hope the girls are excited for it.
Obviously, I think you love the approach of your team. Drop the opening round ball game here, but this is an experienced team in a lot of areas.
Yeah, we've had some girls that have been here a couple of years ago. Then we have some new faces, so it's like you said, you lose the first one, normally you're done. You get a chance to come back and make a run. I'm in favor, obviously, of the format. I think it's fun for the girls to be able to play multiple games, so we're fortunate to be back here playing on Wednesday.
All right, Coach, good luck to you. We look forward to talking afterwards.
You bet. Thank you.
Once again, Exira-Elk Kimbalton head coach Tom Peterson on his Spartan program. The On Deck Show continues after this.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams, enjoy the weather, and get your kids' summer checkups scheduled at Family Dentistry Associates in Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport is your chance to support local restaurants, local farmers, and local beef all summer long. Pick up a passport and visit participating stops like Backwoods Bar and Grill, TD Sports Bar, and Gunda Roadhouse to enjoy featured beef items and collect stamps for prize entries. New this year, a digital passport option, a farmer's market stop, and no minimum number of stamps required to win. The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport runs now through August 31st.
At Freedom Bank, we're proud to cheer on the hometown athletes who give it their all. You'll see us in the stands, on the sidelines, and throughout our communities, supporting the players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa a great place to call home. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, we're here to help you reach your goals. Visit us in Elkader, Monona, Postville, or Waukon and experience the difference of a 100% employee-owned community bank. Freedom Bank, we empower success.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Carl's Grocery, Wolfie's Retreat Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Daycare in Manchester, Lone Pine Golf Course and Country Club, The Market, a division of Kendrick Inc., Nutrient Ag Solutions, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton Cunny Recycling in Monona, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, and Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com. We continue the On Deck Show for today's game. We're joined by Edco softball coach Taylor Huber. Coach, your team now 29-10, staying in the winner's bracket with a nice 8-5 win over Southeast Warren. Tell me about that game.
Yeah, we knew that that pitcher would be a little more hittable after kind of watching her on Monday. So we just kind of went in really confident. She was spinning it a little bit, but I think once we got that figured out in those couple of big innings, it was really good. They hit the ball really well. But Rachel did a good job settling in a little bit after the first couple innings, and kind of figured out the best way to approach them, and then went off with that. So.
All right, offensively, you guys have been outstanding in the postseason. Tell me a little bit about some of those kids who have really performed well for you here at State as well.
Yeah, we've had some girls step up big. A lot of seniors doing their job. Kara had an awesome game yesterday with 2 hits and 3 RBIs, and that's one of those kids is one that really their team is like, okay, we got we're gonna go get this girl, and then you don't, and then that's just can be demoralizing for a team. So somebody like Faith gets a hit, and you're like, well, that's kind of expected, but somebody towards our bottom of the lineup steps up like that, that's a really big deal, and I think it just fuels everybody else like, hey, they just did it, let's do it at the top too. So
absolutely, the bottom of the lineup's been huge for you guys. Rachel, different effort in the ball game, asked to be a kind of a different pitcher yesterday against that lineup. Tell me about her on the mound.
Yeah, it was clear early that they were going to hit the ball hard. They didn't have a soft hit ball hardly the whole game. Even those really high fly balls, those are hard hit. They're just, under them a little bit. So, we kind of just had to figure out how to get weak contact, maybe not so much of looking for strikeouts, just looking for those corners to get weak contact. And then once she, started doing that, I think she really settled in, and we got a lot of, easier outs there from them.
All right, Exira, EHK beat them in the opening round 6-3. So tell me a little bit about what you know about that team there and how you approach this game.
Yeah, good pitcher. I think we did a good job against her last time. We were selective when we needed to be and aggressive when we needed to be. So that's kind of the message again today is, we're staying off that rise ball all the time. But if we get something belt high early, we need to be aggressive and make it hurt for her. And then offensively, they're really top heavy. Their top 4 or 5 are pretty good. Leadoff is really good. And then, we did a pretty good job handling the bottom, other than that one inning that we walked them. So I think the key is making sure we throw strikes to those bottom of the order girls and don't give them that little bit of momentum to get back to the top.
Also, Rachel struck out 15 in the first game. You figure they'll probably put the ball in play a little more?
Yeah, we'll see. They're going to have to try to adjust something. I'm guessing it's going to be they're going to take some more pitches early, especially their bottom is probably going to be a little more selective, because that's what they did their last 2 at-bats in the first game. So I'm kind of expecting that, and obviously they're going to probably try to make adjustments, but it's hard. You can only do so much with not having seen her that much. So
all right, so this is day 4 basically in Fort Dodge for you guys. The mood of the team coming in.
Yeah, really good. I think vibes are good. We know, we're going home tonight either way, whether we win, lose, whatever, win, whatever happens. So I think some of the girls are a little, they're ready to go home and sleep in their own beds. So, but I think we're doing a great job. Girls are feeling good, cheering each other on. Vibes are good.
All right, good luck to you, Coach. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, EDCO softball coach Taylor Huber talking things over there about her Viking program. The On Deck Show continues after this. Hey sports fans, take a time out to call Garms Financial Services for all your insurance needs. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms Financial Services and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Owner Brian Bugenhagen, along with his staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms Financial Services, located in Elkader and now also in Monona, your trusted choice agency.
Hi, this is Tara Fink, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Helping people, bottom line, is the biggest reason I chose a career in mental health. During my own struggles, it was difficult to find good support in this area. Therefore, I vowed to come back home to help meet the great need for mental health care in Northeast Iowa. I'm available for consultations at both the Walk-On and Postville Clinic locations, offering assessment, diagnosis, and medication management for all mental illnesses.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Walk-On. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Walk-On.
Being good at life means getting your finances in order so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of experience, New York Life Insurance Company offers insurance and financial solutions you can benefit from while you're, well, living. For trusted guidance, contact your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer with your Vision Financial Group, proudly located and serving the beautiful Guttenberg community. Call Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. Start planning today for peace of mind tomorrow. Your Vision Financial Group is not owned or operated by New York Life.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
EDCO Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point. The Edgewood Reminder, Evans Chiropractic, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, J&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Bacon Concrete and Post Fill, Furniture Showcase and Allwine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona, and by Rivals Inc., Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Dan Behrens along with Coach Mike Sass. We welcome you here to Fort Dodge once again. It's a winner's bracket matchup as the EDCO Lady Vikings take on, of course, Exira-Elk, Kimbalton, Audubon. We'll call them Exira-Elk, Kimbalton to try to keep it short, or Exira-EHK, in a rematch of their first round game that was won by EDCO by a final score of 6-3. I'm joined once again by Coach Mike Sass.
Yeah, rematch from that first round game. I'm sure this is what EHK has been looking for since that loss, and EDCO's been rolling, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling.
Now here's the situation. EDCO is the only team on this top half of the bracket of the four teams that does not have a loss. So again, Exira has that loss to EDCO in the opening round. But since then, they advanced by beating West Monona 11-1 in 4 innings, and then a walk-off win against Southeast Warren yesterday by a final score of 5-4. So they have played their way back here, and EDCO here, a win, they go to the championship game and play 2:30 Friday afternoon. A loss, there would be a consolation final game there with Edco and Exira-Elk Kimbalton playing again. So basically what we're saying is that game would be at 5:15 this afternoon. So basically it is Edco only having to win to get to the championship, and Exira EHK has to beat Edco twice to get to the championship.
Yeah, and that's the fun with this new format, and going to see a lot of rematches, I would think, throughout the different classes here in Fort Dodge.
And again, we thank you again for having patience with us. Yes, we may drop out from time to time once again today. Just want to give you the heads up there. We continue to fight through this here. And basically the issue, it doesn't make a difference whether it's U.S. Cellular or whether it's Verizon. We mentioned this yesterday. It's the fact that you're dealing with technology and routers and things like that. And also apparently there's an area of the field here at Harlan Rogers Park, an area of the complex that has issues. And we're in that area.
Yeah, these three kind of newer fields over here, we've been told that kind of have some issues with dropping signals no matter what service you're on.
So again, we appreciate you folks being patient with us and joining us for this ball game. Worst case scenario, if we lose the signal, it ends up being disaster. Then of course we'll just jump on the cell phone and hand it back and forth. Do it the old-fashioned way like we did years ago. So again, thanks for your patience. Now let's talk about this matchup. Exira-Elk Kimbalton. Again, offensively, this is a team certainly top-heavy, but they have one of the best leadoff hitters in Taryn Peterson, and Riley Miller is the pitcher who bats third. Those are the two big bats in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the two at the top of the scouting report for Edco. You've got to be aware of the other girls, but those two definitely stand out. Those are the catalysts for EHK.
Yeah, Miller batting .440, but the hitting star for Edco, obviously, was Addie Smeltzer, which we'll talk more about in just a bit. Meanwhile, the bottom of the lineup, that's been the concern for Exira-Elk Kimbalton. But the last couple of games, that has been better for them and allowed them to reach again this round.
Yeah, I believe their catcher, Zoe Rasmussen, hit a home run yesterday. So, or last night, whenever that game was. But so they're getting a little bit more production out of the bottom as it goes along. But yeah, Edco kind of took care of that part, other than those two walks, which really came back to hurt them.
Yeah, both those runs scored. Riley Miller is their pitcher. She has done the bulk of their throwing. 17-4 coming into the state tournament, 114 innings, 70 hits, 26 earned runs, walking 32, and striking out 192. We mentioned her stats. She's throwing fewer games than Echo Cedar, but they're right about the same stats.
Yeah, she's a strikeout pitcher as well. In Edco's last game against Southeast Warren, the pitcher they faced really wasn't that overpowering strikeout pitcher, but Riley Miller can definitely be that.
Now, it's different for Exira-Elk Kimbalton tonight because they're wearing different uniforms today. They went every other game here. They're wearing black bottoms with red tops, and it says Audubon. So what's happening is Exira-Elk Kimbalton, they are a shared district, but Audubon has joined them here. Audubon was to state 2 years ago, but because of number issues, they put their teams together, and that's why Exira-EHLK was ranked number one to start, or in the top five, I should say, to start the year, just because of the success they had. So they're basically sharing sports there, and it's been wonderful as far as how the kids have been working together.
Yeah, it's been great for them. Like you said, I think this is the third different uniform combination we've seen out of them.
All right, let's talk about Edco now. Obviously, we talk about Rachel Echo Cedar when you start talking about them, but the story of the tournament has been what they have done offensively in their two games.
Yeah, especially Addie Schmeltzer. Surprising power out of her. I think Coach Huber said she's got the swing for it, but just really hadn't seen it until this state tournament.
Yeah, she has 2 home runs here. Also has a double, and the big thing is for Edco, an example of what they're getting production out of the lineup came in that 6th inning yesterday. In the top of the 6th, it was Rachel Echo Cedar that had a base hit to drive in 2, Addie Smeltzer had a base hit to drive in 2, and Kara Knipper had a base hit to drive in 2. So you're talking that's from the 3 hitter, the 6 hitter, and the number 8 hitter.
Yeah, and Chloe Everett's had some hits. And it's Lauren Kirby. It's been everyone up and down the lineup, and if they can get that, they're going to be in good shape today.
Yeah, they scored those 6 runs on 7 hits in that 6th inning. So, again, Echo Cedar, we start talking about Rachel Echo Cedar, but we'll talk about her with the bat there. But Faith Dugan, sticking with the bats there, was 3 for 4 yesterday, had a double. Her average continues to be above 500.
Yeah, she's definitely their offensive leader. Threat to run. Again, we talked about can do it all. Hit for power, hit for average, can run, steal bases. She's a heck of a leadoff.
Yeah, she was a factor in a lot of the action yesterday. And also Echo Cedar, again, is batting just below the 500 clip this season. And she had talked about that she really hadn't contributed, she felt, offensively, but certainly a hitter like that was due to come through.
Yeah, we hadn't really, she's had an okay really good from the circle, but just okay for her standards at the plate. But yesterday she had a really solid base hit that drove in some, and maybe her bat's coming around now too.
And again, Kara Knipper and Addie Smeltzer at the bottom of the lineup. And you mentioned Chloe Everett. She had 2 hits in the first game of the tournament. They have all been contributing the bottom of the lineup. We have really seen that throughout the postseason. Let's talk about Echo Cedar now pitching-wise. 187 innings, 123 hits, only 39 earned runs, walking 27 and striking out 297. That's a whip of .80. So, yes, she has been throwing very well in this state tournament.
Yeah, she's tough out there. If not the best, definitely one of the top 2 or maybe 3 pitchers in this Class 1A. I'd probably rank her at number 1, but there's some other good pitchers here too. But she's been doing the job. 15 strikeouts, I believe, in the first matchup
which
against
ties
CHK.
a state record.
Wow, yeah, so she's just she's kind of peaking at the right time.
And yesterday had to pitch a little different. Only struck out 5 in the ball game, which leads to this ball game here. Defensively for Edco, they had a rough game yesterday. Made things a little more interesting than they needed to be, and it's about making just routine plays for them.
Yeah, some pop-ups. Not as much wind today, so hopefully that takes care of itself a little bit. And yeah, Southeast Warren, very good hitting team. They put the bat on the ball. They don't strike out much against anyone. So.
All right, so let's set the lineup for this matchup today. Edco 29-10. Yes, they are still the visiting team, even though they've beat the number 1 and the number 4 seeds to get to this matchup. Faith Dugan, the shortstop, bats leadoff. Ava Hofer, the left fielder, bats second. Rachel Eccleseder is the pitcher, batting third. McKenna Hofer, the catcher, bats cleanup. Lauren Kirby is the first baseman, batting fifth. Addie Smeltzer, the second baseman, bats sixth. Chloe Everett is the designated player, batting seventh. Kara Knipper, the right fielder, bats 8th. Avery Brown is the center fielder, batting 9th. Eva Vasky is in the number 10 position. She is the third baseman. That is your starting lineup for the Vikings. For Exira-Elk, Kimbalton, Audubon, the starting lineup for them. Taryn Peterson, the shortstop, bats leadoff. Anna Larson, the center fielder, bats second. Riley Miller is the pitcher, batting third. Briley Peterson is the first baseman, batting cleanup. Lucy Standerson, the third baseman, bats fifth. Abby Wanzer is the left fielder. She'll bat in the number 6 spot. You have Zoe Rasmussen, the catcher, batting 7th. Skylar Rasmussen, the designated player. That's a change in their lineup. She'll bat 8th, as it was Briley Nelson that was doing the duties in the first matchup. Jordan Mulfer, the right fielder, bats 9th, and the number 10 position for them in the lineup is Aubrey Nelson, the second baseman. We talked about Edco making plays in this ball game. You also expect a different approach from Miller pitching against Edco, as the Vikings did have 10 hits in that game.
Yeah, all these rematches at this tournament, it's going to be interesting to see the adjustments both teams make, hitters and pitchers alike.
There are only 4 teams left in Class 1A, so there's already been 4 teams eliminated with 2 losses, as Fort Dodge St. Edmunds stayed alive in the first game here. They were victorious over Remsen St. Mary's. Final score there of 10-4. So they play Clarksville. They will have to beat Clarksville twice. Same situation that we have here.
Yeah, so Clarksville can advance with a win, and St. Edmund would have to beat them twice.
So Clarksville and Fort Dodge St. Edmund play after this ball game. Then, if there's another matchup here, if Edco should happen to lose to Exira-Elk Kimbalton, they would play at 5. And then, if Fort Dodge St. Edmund beats Clarksville, they would have to play at 7:30 tonight. They could play 3 games today, Fort Dodge St. Edmund.
Yeah, that'd be a long day for them. But if that's what it takes for them to get to the finals, they'd gladly do that.
And of course, they don't have to travel far, so that's the good thing. They've been sleeping in their beds all the week long. No problem there. What do you see as some of the other keys in this ball game?
Yeah, I think Edco's got to be sharp defensively. Again, make those routine plays. Again, they gave a few free outs to Southeast Warren yesterday, so got to make those routine plays. And then, again, just keep hitting the ball like they have been and putting the ball in play.
All right, what do you see for Exira-Elk Kimbalton?
Yeah, for Exira, I think getting up early will be big. The bottom of their orders really got to contribute something, I think, today. If they're going to only rely on those top 3 hitters, I think it could be a long day for them.
At least put the ball into play, I think is what they have to do.
Yeah, make Edco make plays.
So Echo Cedar, and this is the story when you face Edco. Can you put the ball into play? I mean, can you make them make plays? And that will be a key. So we'll take a break. When we return, the opening pitch here. You're listening to Edco State Tournament Softball from KCTN Sports.
Spring means the start of landscaping and construction season. Before you start any projects, make sure to get your utilities located and marked, including your fiber optic internet lines. Damaging underground lines can result in disruption in service. Call Iowa 811 at least 3 business days in advance of any project. It's free and can save you time and money. And be sure to include Allen McKee Clayton Electric Cooperative in any construction plans. Give us a call at 563-864-7611. Allen McKee Clayton Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy provider.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Central State Bank provides a complete line of lending services to help you get the best out of life. From home mortgages and equity loans to vehicle and personal loans. We have expert lending professionals who will work with you to provide options to address your needs. At Central State Bank, you won't deal with a branch or department. You'll deal with a banker who is dedicated to you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance with offices in Edgewood and Delhi, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, Springville, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender, Blooms Flowers Gifts and more in Edgewood, Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living, Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point, Rockwell Appliance and TV, the home of quality service with the lowest price guaranteed in Prairie du Chien, Waukon, Decorah, and Viroqua, Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland, Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, and Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Ready to go on a beautiful afternoon for Fort Dodge. From Fort Dodge, game time temperatures in the upper 70s. There's the wind not a factor at all. It was a problem yesterday, which certainly affected a couple of pop-ups or fly balls in that ball game that Edco played. But it is a beautiful day today with the sun being tucked under the clouds for right now. We've seen it all here, from hot, sticky weather with a tornado watch on Monday night to now a fall-like day.
Yeah, kind of 3 different weather days here so far.
So, again, it will be Edco, despite the fact that they are 2-0. They are still the number 8 seed, so they are still the visiting team, which has worked out for them so far A-OK.
Yeah, why change?
Faith Dugan, Ava Hofer, and Rachel Eckelceder to lead things off. For Exira-Elk Kimbalton defensively, Abby Wanzer is in left field, Anna Larson in center, Jordan Mulford in right field. Around the horn defensively, Lucy Standerson is at third, Taryn Peterson is at short, Aubrey Nelson the second baseman, Briley Peterson is the catcher, Zoe Rasmussen, actually Briley Peterson is the first baseman, Zoe Rasmussen is the catcher, and Riley Miller is the pitcher. We are ready to go here with this matchup. Edco, the lone undefeated team in the Class 1A state tournament. Everybody's been excited about this format, and it certainly has lived up. You're really going to get a true team to get to the championship to battle through here.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about it.
First pitch of the ball game to Dugan, swings right through it. The count is 0-1. Dugan's batting average, .525 on the season. She has, again, 40 RBIs on the season, 3 for 4 yesterday, had a couple of hits, as well as a double. The 1-0 pitch there takes it inside. And so, once again, it is the leadoff runner on, and that brings up here Ava Hofer, the left fielder. Hofer this season batting .337. So a runner on first base, and yes, Dugan is a threat to go. She hasn't been throwing out all year. They take the pitch. She's off and running. The throw to second, slides in around, and she's out. She's called out. The first time all season that she's been thrown out trying to steal. So it was a good throw from the catcher Rasmussen to the shortstop Peterson, and actually got the swiping tag as Dugan tried to slide in, and the leadoff runner thrown out at second for out number 1.
Yeah, something you just never see with Faith Dugan, but good swipe tag there by Taryn Peterson.
If we sound shocked, it's because we are. Yeah. She has just been able to run at will. And time taken there is, I believe, the shortstop, Peterson, may have taken on the slide there, maybe got to a little cleat action there on the foot perhaps.
Gosh, I don't know. It sure looked like she was kind of in front of the bag and swiped backwards with that tag. So I don't know if she just maybe stepped wrong or something, but it looks like maybe an ankle,
And so just came up hobbling a little bit. So Coach Peterson will go check it out for them. And Edco, looked to me that maybe Dugan didn't quite get the jump that she had gotten.
Yeah, probably not. And if this injury is any serious at all, that's going to be huge in this game.
So walking around there is Peterson, the second baseman. And again, she is their top hitter, but she continues to walk here. And there's a signal going on from Coach Peterson there. And he just kind of shook his hands there a little bit. And I think he's just got a question. Wants to know if he can go talk to his pitcher.
I wonder if they're wondering if she can tape it up or something. But she's limping pretty good.
Yep, she's got blood basically above the ankle.
Okay,
so she took it into the shin area.
Yep.
Yeah, is where that's at. So what they'll do is they should just be able to tape that up. So we've got a stoppage of play, and they've, again, great health officials they've got here on hand. So, and you can see a little bit of a limp there as she kind of walks, but looks to be walking it off there. But so that was the slide, and that might be, once again, exactly how she ended up. Maybe Dugan that time didn't get to the bag right away.
That could be too, yeah. So a lot of things could be going on there, and it looks like she'll probably be fine. She may have a limp for a minute or two, but that usually wears off.
So we'll have a stoppage of play as she'll head over to the dugout there, and ironically, the medical staff is actually at the end of the Edco dugout, so she has to go all the way over to first base there to be looked at. So again, Dugan on the first pitch to Hofer tried to steal and was thrown out from Zoe Rasmussen to, again, Taryn Peterson. And Peterson a little injured on that play. So she took a cleat that time, but obviously she had to have that in that area of the bags. And the umpire was right on top of it. Remember, we've got 4 umpires in this game.
Yep. Good job by the umpires there. And, you want to see Faith Dugan maybe slide more to the center field side of second base. Maybe would have been able, because it was definitely a close play there, but good job by Peterson to get the tag.
Yeah, we actually have 3 umpires, but there is a 4th here that is a reserve umpire as well. So they're going to give Peterson as much time as she needs down the right field line, and they're going to tape it up there, and she'll head back over there. But that is a big play for Exira-Elk Kimbalton defensively, a big play.
Kind of erases that error that they started with.
Yep. So, nice round of applause from everybody. By the way, crowd-wise, head coach got the crowd again. I don't know if it's because of those orange, pinkish, neon shirts that they're wearing, but you look on the bleachers there. There's room in the bleachers, but there's still a lot of folks out there with the Edco State Tournament gear. And we have the Exira-Elk Kimbalton fans, many of them, behind us. 0-1 is the count here, so nobody on, and Ava Hofer as we return to action. The 0-1 pitch there, pops it up. Shortstop going to get a chance. Taryn Peterson drifts behind the bag at second base, catches it on the edge of the infield. Hofer pops out to second, and that's out number 2 here in the first.
Yeah, Peterson getting to test that leg right away, and she looks 100% out there.
Brings up Rachel Eckelceder, and this is one thing that Edco, again, you love to see. That's why Eckelceder bats third, runners on, but she will not get a chance here for an RBI unless she would happen to hit it out of the ballpark, which she has that ability.
Yep.
They have 3 Vikings with home runs. Pitch to Eckelceder, takes it high. The count is 1-0. Eckelceder has 3 home runs. Dugan has 4. And Addie Smeltzer has her 2 here at the state tournament.
Yeah, very recently, too.
So 9 home runs they've hit on the season. 1-0 the count to Eckelceder. 1-0 pitch. She takes it. It's high. And the count is 2-0. So just underway here. Good to see Peterson make that play after being shaken up there on that play at second base. And here's the 2-0 offering. Eckelceder takes it. It's a called strike, upper part of the strike zone, and the count is 2-1.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both teams kind of build their lineup the same way. They put their best hitter and speedster at the top and their best RBI player at number 3.
Yeah, that's why I think we're going to see the bottom of the lineup have a lot of say in this game. 2-1 pitch to Eckelceder, takes it. It's inside. Not her pitch she was looking for, and the count goes to now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So evened up. Deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And again, it will be Miller checking the sign. And here is now the 2-2 offering. And Eckelceder hits a high fly ball straight away center field. Larson with the left-handed glove puts it up there, shattering in, and makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. Vikings go down in order. No runs, no hits in air. We've played 1/2 inning. Edco nothing. And once again, Exira coming to bat.
Mom, yeah, put that on my to-do list. There is more and more on my to-do list every day. I can hardly keep up, and I have to make sure everyone is paid. But who has time for the bills?
You know who can help with that?
Who?
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping. They not only do taxes, but specialize in bookkeeping services as well. Has your to-do list gotten too long? Want help? Give Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping a call at 563-245-2154.
Edgewood Auto and Towing is an automotive repair shop, tire dealer, and 24/7 towing service. We offer full service work on all autos and semis. Our highly skilled mechanics provide quality workmanship and will get you back on the road in a timely manner. Check out our current tire rebates by calling 563-928-7333 or stopping into Edgewood Auto and Towing for complete terms and conditions.
Bottom of the first inning, Taryn Peterson, Anna Larson, Riley Miller to lead things off here for the Spartans. Defensively for Edco, Ava Hofer is in left, Avery Brown in center, Kara Knipper in right field. Around the horn defensively, Eva Vasky is at third, Faith Dugan at short, Eddie Smeltzer is the catcher, Lauren Kirby at first base, McKenna Hofer is the catcher, and Rachel Echo-Cedar is the pitcher. Smeltzer, of course, at second base. So, first pitch of the ball game here from Echo-Cedar. That pitch is fouled back, and the count is 0-1. Peterson will walk just fine now here after the tape job, after the blood that was spotted just above her ankle on the shin. Batting .560 on the season. The leadoff hitter there. 44 of 45 stolen base-wise. So her and Dugan, just the same match basically.
Yeah, just about automatic.
0-1 pitch, takes it, it's upstairs. The count is 1-1. In the first matchup, Echo-Cedar had a ton of success with the rise ball, and let's see how that plays into this game.
Yeah, especially early in the count. Exira was aggressive early, and she got that rise ball for a strike often.
1-1 pitch. This is a high major league pop-up. Second baseman Addie Smeltzer, even with the baseline, calls for it, makes the play. A win for Edco. Peterson retired for out number 1.
Yeah, and good to see them make that first high pop-out catch, because those are the ones they had a little bit of trouble with yesterday, but like we said, a lot less wind today.
So that brings up Anna Larson, who is the left-handed hitting center fielder. Larson this season batting .431, and she is their slap hitter that they have from time to time, but she takes that pitch for a strike upstairs. The count is 0-1. Now, if Echo-Cedar gets that pitch called for a strike, she will live upstairs.
Yeah, just keep it there, and every once in a while a little bit higher and see if we can get them to chase.
0-1 is the count. They're in at the corners. 1-1 pitch, swinging through the outside pitch is Larson, and the count is 0-2. So, to this point, Exira-Elk Kimbalton has played 3 games here because, they're working their way back from the consolation side of the bracket. This is Edco's 3rd game. It should be the better rested team. 0-2 pitch, that's fouled out of play. And we'll do it again with a count at 0-2. So this Exira-Elk Kimbalton group was to the state basketball tournament back in the winter. So we should not be surprised that even after losing the first game and ranked as the number 1 team, that they would still be a tough out to get that second loss.
Yeah, they've got athletes just like Edco with their track team.
0-2 pitch, change up, swinging right through it there. Oh, she got a piece of it. Larson just got a piece of it there, and it fell short of Hofer behind the plate. But she stays alive with a count 0-2 and a changeup. First one we've seen from Echo-Cedar, and we see it early in this game.
Yeah, maybe just to give EHK something to think about there.
Yeah, I'll give you something to think about as well there with a well-pushed changeup there. 0-2 pitch, rise ball sailed away, and too far out of the strike zone. The count is 1-2. The only inning that Echo-Cedar ran into trouble was with the bottom of the lineup. In a rarity, she walked 2, and then they gave an intentional walk as part of that inning, so actually 3 walks in that inning.
Yeah, that was really the only trouble she really got into, and very rare for her to do that.
And the good thing is she was able to get out of that inning with a 3-3 tie. 1-2 pitch, late on the swing is Larson, fouled up the left field line, way behind that, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So what we've seen after the first ball game, and then after watching a couple of ball games after that, it looked to me on this side of the bracket that Exira, EHK, and Edco were going to meet again.
Those look like the top 2 teams. Southeast Warren was gave a valiant effort last night.
1-2 pitch, swinging through the rise ball. There is Larson. Strikeout number 1 for Echo-Cedar, and it's out number 2 here in the first.
Yeah, great job by Echo-Cedar, and back to that point. Even though Southeast Warren gave a nice effort, it just always felt like EHK was going to win that game.
Riley Miller, again batting .449 on the season. She leads them RBI-wise this year with 34. And with 2 on, just like Echo-Cedar, she's up with nobody on, and she reaches out for it, slaps it down the right field line. Ball is slicing, giving chase is Knipper. It'll fall out of her reach. and it'll go past that tarp area, which we saw be a factor in yesterday's ball game for Edco against Southeast Warren. Maybe save them a run, perhaps.
Yeah, it may have. It's not going to come into play much, but it was an overthrow of first, and the ball scooted all the way back behind that tarp.
And Knipper heads up there, raised the hands immediately, saying that the ball is out of play, basically. 0-1 pitch, Miller pops it up out of play over the Edco dugout. Vikings, again, no matter where they play or whatever field, the winner of this ball game, by the way, will play, the winner of this bracket, I should say, will play on Champions Field on Friday. But Edco will always be the visiting team no matter what field we end up playing on.
Yeah, no matter who they play.
They are the number 8 seed in the state tournament. 0-2 pitch there, chasing the rise ball and trying to check her swing is Miller, but she broke the wrist. And that's the second strikeout in a row for Echo Cedar. Spartans go down in order. We played one. No score here in Fort Dodge.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable fast broadband internet in northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Luena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
This season, by the way, McKenna is batting .394 on the season. So here we go. And once again, McKenna Hofer is up to bat. Here's the offering from Miller. It's a rise ball high. The count is 1-0. Again, McKenna Hofer, Lauren Kirby, and Addie Smeltzer. That's who's up for Edco. Again, we may be repeating ourselves sometimes. It's because if we happen to cut out or something like that, we want to make sure you're caught up. 1-0 pitch. Hofer hits a bouncing ball. Third baseman Sanderson bobbles it, picks it up. The throw to first. It is in time. Just getting Hofer. The umpire gave it a good look, but punched Hofer out on the 5-3 bounce out. Standerson really playing off the line, almost towards the 5.5 hole. Bobbled the ball, didn't come up with it cleanly, then that long throw made the play interesting.
Yeah, good job staying with it, though, by Standerson.
So that brings up once again now here Lauren Kirby, the first baseman. Hofer, by the way, was batting .394 on the season. Lauren Kirby, who has been very good in the postseason, batting .315, but she's had a couple of big hits in this tournament trail, including against North Lynn. Swinging through the first pitch there, and the count is 0-1. So here's now your 0-1 offering, a rise ball away, and it's a ball and a strike.
And she has a great command of the strike zone. You don't see her swing at too many pitches that aren't in the zone.
So what we've seen from the state tournament is, again, we mentioned that Echo Cedar probably looks like the top pitcher in Class 1A, but Miller's not that far behind. Neither is the Clarksville player. But
yes,
we should get a lower scoring game than what we've seen anyway yesterday. And the 1-1 pitch, Kirby swings right through it, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, you mentioned those 3 pitchers, and it's those are the 3 of the 4 teams left. So pitching is still pretty important.
Yep, a ball and 2 strikes. Southeast Warren was a team certainly built on offense. 1-2 pitch, swinging through the low pitch there is Kirby. Couldn't go down to get it. Strikeout number 1 recorded by Miller, and it's out number 2 here in the second.
Yeah, Southeast Warren, may have the best lineup, but they just didn't quite have the pitching to match up with some of these other teams.
And they lost again after scoring 21 runs in the first game. They had 12 hits, but man, you cannot give up walks to a team like that. That was beneficial for Edco. So that brings up now Addie Smeltzer. Smeltzer has been the breakout star for Edco offensively in this state tournament, batting .333 and came in with 8 extra base hits. She has 3 alone in the 2 games. 1-0 pitch, takes it high. The count is 2-0. And she hit 2 against Miller on Monday afternoon. How do they approach this one here?
Yeah, and you wonder if that's in the back of Miller's mind at all, or if she just forgets about it and just goes after her.
2-0 pitch, takes it high, and the count is 3-0. Maybe giving the ultimate courtesy here of working away from you.
Yeah, and sometimes a hitter just has your number, and there might not be a rhyme or reason for it.
3-0 pitch, and taking all the way is Smelter. The count is 3-1. It looks to me like she's trying to work her up a little more.
I think so.
Going up a little higher and not give her anything to waist below and try to drive. 3-1 offering there, swings right through it, couldn't get to it. It's a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So yeah, that's the adjustment, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be. Keep that ball a little bit higher in the zone.
So 3 balls and 2 strikes as Miller trying to work her way back after being down 3-0. And here's the 3-2 pitch, swinging through the inside pitch there is Smelter. That at the knees, couldn't get to it. Back-to-back Ks for Miller, and that does it for Edco in the second. No runs, no hits, leaving nobody. We've played an inning and a half, no score early.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Bottom of the second inning, Briley Peterson, Lucy Stannerson, and Abby Wanzer. 3, 4, and 5 to lead things off here for the Spartans in the bottom of inning number 2 as we quickly move here into what looks like the makings of a pitching duel early. Echo Cedar ready to launch the first pitch to Hofer. That pitch is a bouncing ball. Third baseman Vasky fields it a step to her left. Good strong throw to the first baseman Kirby. And again, Vasky to Kirby. They record the out 5-3 for out number 1.
Yeah, big for Vasky to get that early play made too, because she had a couple errors yesterday. So good job by her bouncing back.
Yeah, and in the one, she made a great defensive play on a line drive.
Yes.
But a couple of pop-ups became a bit of an adventure. Lucy Stannerson is now up to bat. And Echo Cedar ready to deliver the first pitch to Stannerson, and she pops it up in the infield. This is catchable. Kirby drifts towards the Edco dugout, makes the play as she just kind of slides near the fence. And 2 pitches and 2 outs just like that in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, and Edco's defense looks a lot more solid tonight or today.
You know, one thing that Coach Huber had talked about is, you know, those were things yesterday that happened that we can correct a little bit. You know, and wind didn't help us. The youth sometimes showed up there.
Yep, very true. All correctable mistakes yesterday.
Abby Wanzer is up to bat, so quickly 2 outs. The pitch there is a strike. The count is 0-1. And they call it actually a ball. Sorry. 1-0 is the count.
Yeah, up and down it looked good, but might have been just a little inside.
So Peterson was batting .356 and retired. Standerson was batting .320 and retired. And Wanzer is the number 6 hitter. And here is the 1-0 pitch. It's a bouncing ball right to the second baseman. Goes off the heel there of Smeltzer, and it goes into right field. It was rocketed hard. It actually ends up going off the knee of Smeltzer. An air charged on the play on a ball that rocketed to second base, and a 2-out base runner there for Exira.
Yeah, again, that's a tough one, but again, you've got to make those plays if you want to be in the state championship game.
So Wanzer, by the way, was batting .284. Before that at bat, and that brings up now here Zoe Rasmussen, the catcher. So 2 outs, a runner at first base after the air, and Echo Cedar looks to the dugout to get the sign, and they're ready to work here. And the first pitch there, taking a called strike high, is Rasmussen, and the count is 0-1. So Zoe Rasmussen, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Her batting average just a little over 200, about 212 on the season is what she is batting. 0-1 is the count as Echo Cedar delivers the 0-1 pitch. A foul back. They were going hit and run that time. Sent Wanzer in motion from first base, and Rasmussen fouls it back. The count 0-2. If you're talking about Wanzer running again, she's 18 of 20 stolen base-wise this year. With 2 outs, 2 strikes, you figure she's probably going to be on the move again.
I would think so.
So Echo Cedar with the count 0-2. How does she approach Rasmussen? 0-2 pitch. It's a changeup. It's high, off and running. It's a late throw as the ball was held by Hofer for a second there to see if it was a strike. That gave Wanzer plenty of time to get to second base on a rise ball that was high. The count is 1-2, so there really was no chance to get her there.
Yeah, she tried to frame that a little bit, and I don't know if she forgot the runner was on first or what, but a little bit of a late throw.
So 1-2 is the count. 1-2 offering there, foul back. And again, Rasmussen stays alive. So the first runner in scoring position in this ball game is for Elkhorn Kimbalton, with Wanzer at second base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And Edco, this is their first defensive play that they'll need to get out of this inning for the 3rd out. Their first chance at that. 1-2 pitch, swinging through the inside pitch is again Rasmussen. 3rd strikeout recorded by Echo Cedar. That's the defense there. And no runs, no hits, they leave 1. We've played 2, no score.
Northern Country Co-op and Via Field are now Nexus Cooperative,
your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Carl's Grocery, Wolfie's Retreat Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Daycare in Manchester, Lone Pine Golf Course and Country Club, The Market, a division of Kendrick Inc., Nutrient Ag Solutions, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton County Recycling in Monona, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, and Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com. Now in the top of the third, neither team with a hit. Edco's committed an error. We're scoreless. Chloe Everett, Kara Knipper, and Avery Brown. 7-8-9 to lead things off here for the Vikings in the top of inning number 3. And we've talked about this several different times, but the bottom of the lineup has been huge, especially in the postseason for Edco.
Yeah, been really good. And the second time through the order, Edco's been a lot better too recently.
Chloe Everett batting just over 300 on the season. Again, one of those averages that's continued to rise. Takes the first pitch, lines that down the right field line, giving chase is Mulford. Mulford on the run, makes the play over her shoulder there for out number 1. So going with the pitch was Everett, gave it a ride, but a good jump on the by Mulford. And again, Everett retired for out number 1.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Everett, but just a little bit better defense by Mulford out there in right field.
Kara Knipper, the right fielder, and Knipper came into the postseason with a batting average below 200, but yesterday had 2 hits, had 3 RBIs. The number 8 hitter up to bat for Edco with 1 quick out. A nice defensive play made by Mulford for what is out number 1. And the pitch there, taking the pitch for a strike, is Knipper, and the count is 0-1. Both these pitchers look like they're kind of determined today, huh?
Yeah, these two good pitchers going head-to-head right now.
They know what they need to do, what the game plan is, and they are both in control right now. 0-1 is the count. 0-1 pitch there, swinging through it is Knipper, and the count goes to 0-2. So both pitchers have recorded a couple of strikeouts early in this ball game. 0-2 is the count. I don't think we're going to see a 10-4 or like Clarksville played the other day, a 12-11 game with North Butler. Don't think that's going to happen today.
No, I'd be shocked if we see that.
0-2 pitch, bouncing ball, shortstop. Peterson stays back, bobbles it, picks it up, the throw to first just in time. Nice recovery by Peterson. Made the play interesting at first base, but Knipper just called out. Would have been an error on the play, but instead 2 outs. Avery Brown is up to bat.
Yeah, really, really close play at first there.
Avery Brown batting .241 on the season. So the left-handed hitter for the Vikings, and this is the 9th spot in the lineup. So far, the Vikings have only 1 base runner who was retired on a steal attempt. Brown, the slap hitter. They come in at third base, but basically play with their second baseman back at normal position. They expect Miller to be able to handle that side of the field, and trying to swipe at the outside pitch there was Brown. Missed it. The count is 1-1. Brown is a sophomore, so again, just continuing to learn how to be a slap hitter.
Yep, some youth and tremendous experience for her.
And here's the 1-1 pitch. Got a piece of it there. Goes off the mask of Rasmussen, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And our umpire maybe have taken the worst part of that, but he's going to take a little extra time, make sure that Rasmussen's okay. It's great to see umpires do this. They'll, again, take the little time there, make sure she's okay. He'll clean the plate. You see catcher sometimes walk out to the mound there to give the umpire, if he gets hit in the face mask. So, mutual respect thing.
Yeah, special relationship there.
So 1-2 is now the count. And here is now your 1-2 offering. And again, called strike 3 on the outside. Brown caught looking. 3rd strikeout for Miller. She's retired the first 9 for Edco. No runs, no hits, leaving nobody. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's no score here with Edco and Exira-Elk Kimbalton.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams, enjoy the weather, and get your kids' summer checkups scheduled at Family Dentistry Associates in Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Browns family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Browns is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
Bottom of the third inning already. Skylar Rasmussen. There's a piece of it, though, is Rasmussen, and the count is 0-2. So no score, bottom of the third inning, moving right along fairly quickly here in Fort Dodge. This is the type of game you usually see at the state tournament, low-scoring games.
Yeah, especially with two good pitchers like this.
So 0-2 is now the count. Echo Cedar's 0-2 pitch, a rise ball, and staying away from it is the bat there of Rasmussen. Rasmussen, a shorter kid at the plate there, so that one was above her head. And 1-2 as Echo Cedar still ahead of the count. And here is now your 1-2 offering and a rise ball again. And Rasmussen, not tempted, stayed away from it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think EHK has talked about her rise ball.
Yeah, it's nothing above the hands, I think, is what they've got to be thinking when they're at the plate there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's now the 2-2 pitch. Takes a called strike 3 on the inside. 4th strikeout by Echo Cedar. Brought it low, brought it inside, and that's out number 1 here in the third.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe expecting another rise ball, and that one wasn't. That was just a fastball in the inside corner.
So Jordan Mulford is up to bat, the number 9 hitter, with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And again, Mulford, we mentioned, her batting average .333. A unique stance as not a tall player by any stretch. If she takes the pitch high, the count is 1-0. But basically leans forward there towards the plate. Almost knocks about a third off her size to begin with.
Yeah, and a little closed stances.
Yeah.
A lot of open stances, but hers is closed.
1-0 pitch, takes it, it's a strike at the knees. The count is 1-1. So it's a small target you're working at.
Yep.
So 1-1 is the count. And obviously it's worked for her with a .333 batting average, but a unique at-bat stance, certainly different than anybody from Exira-Elk and Kimbalton has. She looks to bunt, pops it up, and it is again Hofer calling for it and almost run into there. Vasky actually tripped over the bat of Mulford, who was starting to drift down the line, but making the play just on top of the line is Hofer, and it's out number 2, and almost a communication issue there on that play.
Yeah, there are about 4 players converging there, one of them being the batter and then 3 different fielders.
And it was Kirby who actually tripped over the bat there, who was being held by the hitter in Mulford. So top of the lineup, Taryn Peterson is up to bat, takes the first pitch for a strike. The count is 0-1. Peterson popped out in the second inning. Both teams still looking for their first hit. And again, 2 outs here with the top of the lineup up for Exira-Elkhorn Kimbalton. The 0-1 pitch there, bouncing ball fouled the third base line. We'll do it again with the count at 0-2. So both these pitchers getting ahead and controlling what they want to do.
Yeah, both pitchers have been outstanding through 2 and almost a half innings.
0-2 is the count. Ball went down the line for some reason. We did not have any balls here left, so we had to wait for that one to be brought back into play. 0-2 is now the count. And Echo Cedars, 0-2 pitch, fouled back. Peterson, it was a rise ball. Got a piece of it, though, to stay alive. The count is 0-2.
Yep, tried to get it close to the zone, and she definitely chased it, but good job by Peterson getting a piece.
So, again, digs back in with the count 0-2. These are always fun matchups to watch. Great hitter there and great pitcher. And here's now your 0-2 pitch. Change up, bouncing ball. Shortstop Dugan gets it at the waist. Throw across the diamond. It is in time. She stayed back on the change up there, but enough to make a difference. And again, they go down in order in the bottom of the third. We've played 3, no score with Edco and Exira-Elkhorn Kimbalton.
Looking for a fun summer activity? The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport encourages you to travel around the county, try delicious beef specials, and support local businesses and beef producers along the way. Visit places like the St. Olaf Tavern, Bill's Boat Landing, Stadium Bar and Grill, and more now through August 31st. Collect stamps for prize entries with either a paper or digital passport, and this year every stamp counts because there's no minimum required.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point. The Edgewood Reminder, Evans Chiropractic, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, J&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Bacon Concrete and Post Fill, Furniture Showcase and Allwine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, the Orgunnell Mutual Agent in Monona, and by Rivals Inc., Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com.
Now in the top of the fourth inning, top of the lineup up for Edco, Faith Dugan, Ava Hofer, Rachel Eckelceder, Dugan started the game safe on an error, but thrown out trying to steal for the first time in this ball game. That has been the only base runner for Edco. Both teams, no runs, no hits, and an error. And no runs, no hits, and an error as well for Exira-Elk and Kimbalton. So Dugan to lead things off here. And again, the top of the fourth inning. They are in at the corners, which you have to respect with a chance to maybe bunt the ball. But Dugan has power stats and follows that one up against the screen. And the count is 0-1.
Yeah, she's got the speed to bunt, but I don't know that I've ever seen her actually put one down.
Yeah, and I don't think she has to do that a lot.
No.
Not with that bat, not the power ability that she has. 0-1 offering here and pops it out of play, and the count is 0-2. We mentioned that Eckelceder and also Dugan have not struck out very much, just basically a handful of times, a little more than that for both. So they are really good at putting the ball into play when you look at like 130 some at bats. Rise ball upstairs, the count is 1-2. Miller and Eckelceder, very similar. You got to give the edge speed-wise to Eckelceder, but not that much of a difference.
No, two very, very good pitchers here.
1-2 pitch, and that ball is slicing foul down the right field line over the Edco dugout. Of course, Miller, 2 years ago, Audubon was here at the state softball tournament. So, again, you've got some of these kids that have some experience.
And again, similar to Edco 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. 1-2 is the count. 1-2 pitch, fouled back again. Good job by Dugan. We mentioned she doesn't strike out easily. And, again, not very often. And she's going to be a tough at-bat, which we just saw from Peterson in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, the similarities between these two teams are stunning.
So it only seems like they're destined to meet.
Yeah.
For Edco, you only hope it's twice and not a third time later on this afternoon. So 1-2 pitch to Dugan, change up, that ball's lined into left field. There's the first base hit of the ball game. Staying back on it was Dugan, leadoff runner on again here. She was leading things off in the first, and a single here to start the fourth.
Yeah, good job waiting on that changeup and just driving it into left. Be interesting to see if she goes again here.
So that's the question. Do you continue to stay aggressive at the plate? You may see Hofer in a bunting situation here.
I wonder if they'll try that instead of a straight steal.
Hofer popped out to second base, looks to square to bunt, lays it down, charging is the third baseman Stanison, fields it, the throw to first, it is in time. Excellent job by Hofer to lay down that bunt, and Hofer has 7 sacrifices on the season, and she lays a perfect bunt down to move Dugan into scoring position.
Yeah, she knows her job and does it well, and yeah, now Edco's got one in scoring position with their RBI leader up.
Yep, this is what you want. Rachel Eckelceder is up to bat. The first serious threat for Edco in this ball game is here in the top of the fourth inning. They put a runner into scoring position for the first time tonight. And the offering there, and that ball's lined into center field. That's a base hit. Now Dugan had to make sure it's through. They're going to wave her around from third anyway. Throw to the plate, not in time. She scores standing up. Rachel Eckelceder with a base hit and an RBI. And just like that, Edco leads 1-0.
Yeah, again, Dugan, not a great read on that hit, but she's got the speed to make up for it and scored standing up.
And Coach Huber left no doubt we're wheeling her around to try to score. So Eckelceder will be replaced, and it should be Josie Deers, right?
I would think. She's usually the first one.
You'd think we'd know how this rotation works. Again, they don't, like I said, Deers isn't necessarily going to run for Eckelceder every time. It just depends who's the first one to reach.
Yep.
So 21, so that's Josie Deers. Yep. So they continue that. So for broadcasters, one wears 20, one wears 21. They're about the same height. They both wear ponytails.
Yeah, it's tough to see unless you see their number.
Sometimes it is. So Edco has the first lead of this ball game. McKenna Hofer is up to bat, who bounced out to third. And Hofer way up in the box. Pitch there, slices it up against the backstop area, the screen area, and the count is 0-1. Hofer bounced out to third her last at-bat. You've got great speed on the base pass with Deers. The one thing that we continue to point out is yesterday they had 3 runners come in, whether courtesy or pinch runners, and scored 4 runs. That ball, getting a piece of it, is Hofer. Fouls it back, and the count is 0-2. So their runners contribute big time.
They do a great job of using those pinch runners and courtesy runners, and they move them around.
And Josie Deers, if you're talking about being aggressive on the base pass, is 13 of 15 stolen base-wise here. And the count is 0-2. Again, we've got now some foul balls brought into play. They keep on making the announcement, please return foul balls to the where they need to be back into play, but we're a little short over on this field.
They do get stuck on the top of the net, too, a little bit.
That might be causing part of it. 0-2 is the count to Hofer. 0-2 pitch, takes it high. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Right now, Deers at first base showing no sign as if she's going to go here.
Yeah, especially that first throw out was big by Rasmussen.
1-2 is now the count. The 1-2 offering. Hofer takes it, just misses low. And Hofer, as a catcher, can appreciate that.
Yep.
If she's going to get that strike, I better get
That's
that strike.
Right. She'll come back to the catcher spot and say, I want that one too.
2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. Senior hitter, expect that. 2-2 pitch, swings through the rise ball upstairs, could not get to it. Strikeout number 4 for Miller, and it's the second out here in the 4th. Lauren Kirby is up to bat, the first baseman. Kirby was a strikeout victim her first at-bat. Edco had 10 hits in the first game against Exira-Elk Kimbalton. They have 2 so far in the middle stages of this game, but they have the run. That's the important part. Kirby swings right through that pitch there. The count is 0-1. So it's a different approach. Both these pitchers taking different approaches, having just played back on Monday. 0-1 is the count. Miller works the 0-1 offering. Kirby takes it high. It's a ball and a strike. But Edco getting the lead here in the middle innings of this game.
Yeah, always nice to start with the lead.
And that was after they trailed in the ball game the last time they played. So the count is a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 pitch there, it's inside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Or 2 balls and 1 strike, rather. This might be the first time that Miller's went 2 balls in anybody, isn't it? Maybe one hitter. Yeah, she got to 3 on.
I think,
that was Smeltzer.
And McKenna Hofer just had 2 balls right before her, but come back with 2 strikes.
2-1 pitch to Kirby. She lifts a high fly ball. This is to right center field. Center fielder drifting over there, and Larson gets underneath it, makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Vikings score a run. They do it on a hit. They do it on 2 hits. They leave 1. We've played 3.5. 1-0. Edco the lead.
At Freedom Bank, we're proud to cheer on the hometown athletes who give it their all. You'll see us in the stands, on the sidelines, and throughout our communities, supporting the players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa a great place to call home. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, we're here to help you reach your goals. Visit us in Elkader, Monona, Postville, or Waukon and experience the difference of a 100% employee-owned community bank. Freedom Bank, we empower success.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Anna Larson, Riley Miller, Brian Lee Peterson to lead things off. 3-4, actually 2, 3, and 4 for Audubon. The left-handed hitting Anna Larson, who was a strikeout victim her first at-bat. Pitch on the outside there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So Eckelceder driving in a run in the top half of the 4th inning, hoping for an easier bottom half of inning number 4 as the Vikings take care of their first opportunity. 0-1 pitch, Larson lines that ball foul. As a matter of fact, the on-deck hitter, Miller, has to get out of the way of that one in the batter's circle at the 3rd baseline, and the count is very quickly 0-2. So we do see Audubon, this time with Larson, a little more aggressive, and some instructions from Coach Peterson there. And I noticed he was smiling when he got done talking.
Yeah, I think he knows it's going to be tough today.
Again, she is the leading RBI hitter, and twice she's been up in this ball game and nobody on. Hits a bouncing ball, it's stabbed there by Eckelceder, reached over to her right. Easy throw to first base. Miller retired easily. 2 up and 2 quick outs here in the 4th.
Yeah, Rachel Eckelceder just kind of rolling through this lineup at this point.
Riley Peterson is up to bat. Peterson bounced out to 3rd. So she is 0 for 1 in this ball game. 2 outs now here. And again, Peterson is the number 4 hitter in the lineup. So Eckelceder's pitch count has got to be really low. She hasn't had to work hard in any inning.
No, very efficient.
Pitch downstairs. The count is 1-0. In that heat the other day, that could have contributed to that strange inning where she walked the bottom of the lineup to start things out. But that's not an issue today. We had hydration breaks, which is now the big trendy term. 1-0 pitch there, and swinging through it there is Peterson. The count is a ball and a strike. So and it was a good thing to do, by the way.
Yeah, that was a smart decision by the state.
Can you imagine Clarksville and North Butler playing 15 innings in that weather?
No.
1-1 is the count. 1-1 pitch. That ball's lined. Backhanding it there. Diving for it is Dugan. She'll knock it down, but it'll stay in the infield. Peterson has a 2-out single. Just put it in the right spot. Didn't necessarily hit it hard. Vasquez was out of her reach, And Dugan dove for it to keep it in the infield, but once she hit the ground there's no chance to make the play. And that brings up Lucy Standerson, the third baseman. Standerson popped out to the mound her last at-bat, a 2-out base runner here for Exira-Elk Kimbalton. And Eckelceder, with a runner on first base, gets the sign, and they do the numerical system. And the first pitch there is a rise ball away, and the count is 1-0. So bottom of the fourth inning in a game that's just a little over 45 minutes old.
Yeah, we're scooting along here.
And this will put everybody back ahead of schedule unless we end up with one of those long extra inning games. 1-0 is now the count. And Eckelceder with your 1-0 offering, fouled back out of play, and it's a ball and a strike. Again, resetting the story. If Edco wins, they play 2:30 Friday afternoon. If Exira-Elk Kimbalton wins, they'll play again today at 5:15, which would be the winner-take-all matchup, and that winner would then go to the state championship ball game. So 1-1 is now the count. 1-1 pitch to Standerson, takes a big swooping cut, missed it, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Eckelceder back ahead of the count. Peterson, more of a base-to-base runner for Exira-Elk Kimbalton.
Yeah, I wouldn't look for her to go.
And 1-2 is now the count. And Eckelceder now with your 1-2 pitch, foul ball, and again, often moving on contact was Peterson, but a ball and 2 strikes, she stays with it. Edco a run in the top of the fourth inning, and trying to get out of the bottom of the fourth inning here. Leave that runner on at first base to stop that threat. 1-2, the 1-2 pitch, change up, and that ball's lined into left field. Brown going back, able to get underneath it. Read well by Brown in center field. Diagnosed well by Standerson, but she flies out to center, and that does it for Exira EHK. No runs, no hits, actually an infield hit. They leave one person on. We now go to the top of the fifth. 1-0 Edco.
Hey sports fans, take a time out to call Garms Financial Services for all your insurance needs. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms Financial Services and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Owner Brian Bugenhagen, along with his staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms Financial Services, located in Elkader and now also in Monona, your trusted choice agency.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
Top of the fifth inning already. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for Edco. For Exira-Elk Kimbalton, no runs, 1 hit. They have also committed 1 error. Eddie Smeltzer, Chloe Everett, Kara Knipper, 6, 7, and 8 to lead things off here for the Vikings in the top of the fifth inning. They scored their run last inning. Dugan led things off with a single, sacrificed to second by Hofer, then a base hit and an RBI for Rachel Eckelceder. First pitch there, fouled back by Smeltzer. The count is 0-1. So here we are, now the later stages of this ball game in the top of the fifth inning. And both teams, a couple of chances is all they've had. And Edco taking advantage of their second opportunity. The first time they got a runner in scoring position, they were able to bring her home with that hit. 0-1 is the count. And the 0-1 pitch, good cut by Smeltzer, misses it. And the count is 0-2. It lets you know that pitching still is a major factor in especially small school softball.
Yeah, I think the best pitchers are going to be in the final games.
And again, here's now the 0-2 pitch. It's a rise ball away. The count is a ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2. Good luck there by Smeltzer. Did not chase anything high. Edco leading things off once again here in the fifth. Smeltzer was a strikeout victim her last at-bat. 0-2 pitch, takes it low and inside. Good job there. She had to kind of back away from that. Evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, kind of straighten the legs and bring your knees back and make sure you don't get hit in the knee.
So we're evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And quickly back on the mound is Miller. Your 2-2 pitch, and that ball's lined down the Edco dugout side. First base side, it'll loop out of play, and we'll do it again with a count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So bottom of the lineup coming up here. Vikings hope to get something going. Put some base runners on to give that top half a chance. 2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. And here is now your 2-2 pitch, and that's a high fly ball. Center field, though, drifting in now is Larson. Plenty of room. Smeltzer had a good cut. didn't get all of it, though, and Smeltzer flies out to center field for out number 1 here in the 5th.
Yeah, swing very similar to her home run swings,
Yeah,
but the difference was the home run swings were on the meat of the bat. That one was, I think, towards the end of the bat.
So Chloe Everett, the designated player, is up to bat. Everett lined one into right field towards the line. Would have been a fair ball, but Mulford made a nice play on the run over her shoulder, and she fouls that ball out of play. The count is 0-1. Everett, one of the seniors here for Edco. Their seniors have been huge for them.
Yeah, they've really carried the team, which is what you want in tournament time.
Absolutely. And 0-1 is now the count. So getting ahead once again is Riley Miller. And here is the 0-1 offering, and it's a rise ball. Good job by Everett staying away. The count is 1-1. It was their seniors that were the major factor in the game against North Lynn.
Yeah, they definitely carried them in that game.
So again, 1-1 is the count. 1-1 pitch, it's low, and it goes to 2 balls and a strike.
Here it's been seniors and Addie Schmeltzer.
Yeah, exactly. So there's, again, 2 balls and a strike is the count. And your 2-1 offering, rise ball, and a good discipline there by, again, Everett, not chasing anything high. 3-1 is the count. Miller hasn't walked anybody, by the way. But now, 3-1, at least Everett has put herself in a good hitting count at 3 balls and a strike. And now your 3-1 offering. It's a rise ball. It is high. It is ball number 4. So first walk issued by Miller, a 1-out base runner. You will likely see Vasky coming in because Everett's the designated player. Vasky can re-enter for her in that part of the lineup. And Vasky will bring tremendous speed.
Yeah, she's probably the second fastest player on this team.
And she is 25 of 25 stolen base-wise. She may give you the argument that I'm the fastest person on this team.
I'd like to see a sprint between her and Faith Dugan. That'd be a good one.
So, again, with 1 out, the Vikings have a 1-out base runner here in the top of the 5th. And Vasky, again, is a threat to steal, 25 of 25. But she scored from second base the other day, and here she's off and going, by the way. The throw, there's no chance. She slides in head first. The ball scoots by second, but the center fielder, Larson, backing it up. What we were going to say is Vasky scored so fast from second base yesterday in a base hit, it looked like it was the girl coming from third. And she almost caught the runner.
Yeah, it was, I want to say it was Faith Dugan. I don't know if that's possible, but where they are in the order. But it was someone fairly quick, and she almost caught hers.
I think it was Faith Kirby.
That could be.
I think that's who it was. So Kara Knipper is now up to bat. Knipper, it's a bouncing ball fielded by the third baseman, Standerson, but it actually hit off the foot. Maybe it actually hit off the knee. But the ball did go fair. Vasky, by the way, was at third base, and that's good for Standerson. They'll give her a couple extra time there. She hit that ball off the foot.
Yeah, right off her toe. She's feeling some pain there.
Yeah, that is the worst thing you can do there, and it's tough to get some sort of protection there to avoid it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm sure you could do something, but then that limits your mobility a little bit too when you get some hard covering over your foot.
So she took the pitch that Vasky was stealing on for a strike. This is a foul ball for a strike, and the count is now 0-2. So here is now your 0-2 offering. Rise ball and popping it up behind the backstop area there. As we get a look at that, it ends up on top of the screen. Out of play there by Knipper. The count is 0-2. I never really picked up that ball.
Yeah, it was back right side of the home plate and up in the netting up there.
Again, clouds covering here, so the sun not a factor at all in this ball game as far as having to play anything up in the air. And the 0-2 pitch, reaching through the outside pitch is Knipper. She could not get to it and goes down swinging as the 5th strikeout for Miller, and it's out number 2. And now we will see Avery Brown be pinched hit for. We have seen this a number of times in key situations. Calissa Reimer will be asked to come in here and bat. And it's a case there. They've got a runner in scoring position. And Reimer here is the pinch hitter. Brown will re-enter, but they usually find a situation where they need with a stronger bat up there.
Yep.
And with the runner in scoring position and leading 1-0, this is a good decision here.
Absolutely.
Because Reimer has put the ball in play in a pinch hitting duty. So here is Miller now. The first pitch, it is low below the knees there, inside and low. The count is 1-0.
And with Vasky's speed, and she'll be going on contact, all it's going to take is a small single for her to score.
Anything by the infield, she should score. 1-0 is now the count to Reimer. 1-0 pitch, swings right through it. It's a ball and a strike. The one thing that Vasky does better than I think most players, even boys, her head first slide is spectacular.
Yeah, that slide at home yesterday was fun to see.
She actually slid through the plate there. She just had head first slide into second base. 1-1 pitch, late swing by Reimer, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. She'll step out of the box here and reset.
Yep, regroup a little bit here. She was a little late on that one.
And again, this is the 3rd game in a row they went with Reimer at some point in the ball game, pinch hitting in the case for Brown. Here's now the 1-2 pitch, takes a called strike through. Ooh, outside. Sorry. Miller, again, I got to be honest with you, I was heading with her to the dugout.
Yeah, she wanted that one.
So, for Edco, that's all right. Good eye by Reimer. We'll take it. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, fouled back. Reimer got a piece of it, stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, getting the timing a little bit better there. Got a piece of that one.
Yep, and it's so tough, especially in high school as a pinch hitter.
Yep,
and then
tough.
you come in and face a pitcher like Miller.
Right, you're cold on the bench there and come in and face a really good pitcher. That's a tough situation.
2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. And now the 2-2 pitch. Reimer, a late swing, could not catch up with it. Strikeout number 6 for Miller, and that does it for the Vikings in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits. They leave a runner in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Vikings.
Hi, this is Tara Fink, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Helping people, bottom line, is the biggest reason I chose a career in mental health. During my own struggles, it was difficult to find good support in this area. Therefore, I vowed to come back home to help meet the great need for mental health care in Northeast Iowa. I'm available for consultations at both the Walk-On and Postville Clinic locations, offering assessment, diagnosis, and medication management for all mental illnesses.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance with offices in Edgewood and Delhi, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, Springville, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Blooms, Flowers, Gifts, and more in Edgewood. Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living. Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point. Rockwell Appliance and TV, the home of quality service with the lowest price guaranteed in Prairie du Chien, Waukon, Decorah, and Viroqua. Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland. Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon. Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa. And Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0, Edco in the lead. It will be Abby Wanzer, Zoe Rasmussen, Skylar Rasmussen, 6, 7, and 8 to lead things off here for the Spartans in the bottom of the 5th inning. Edco scoring their run in the 4th inning. Both teams have had one other chance. Otherwise, it has been a pitcher's duel in a couple of outstanding all-state type pitchers. So set to lead things off once again here now is Abby Wanzer, who was safe on an error on a hard hit ball her last at-bat. First pitch there, late swing, and the count is 0-1. So this point of the ball game on Monday night, this is where Echo Cedar got into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it might have been this batter even. It was kind of middle blower.
You're talking about a threat to run. Wanzer again is 18 of 20 stolen base-wise here. The left-handed bat of, again, Zoe Rasmussen. That'll make it a little more of a challenge.
Yeah, and I think she's just up to bother the throw left-handed.
And she looks to square to bunt, pulls things back. She's off and running. Here's the throw. It's in time, and there's the tag. She's out there. McKenna Hofer came up, fired a strike to Dugan. She tried to swipe her, and throwing out at second base is Wanzer. What a pick by Hofer, and a strong throw to second base for out number 1.
That was impressive by McKenna Hofer. She popped up in a heartbeat and gunned that thing. That ball beat her by a lot to second base.
And the pitch was called a ball. Rasmussen was actually on the left-handed side of the box there to try to help out the runner there in Wanzer. So a big out number 1. 1-0 is the count. Back to the right-handed side of the box is Rasmussen, and she swings right through that pitch there. The count is 1-1. So both teams have had runners thrown out starting to, again, trying to steal in a ball game that the teams are evenly matched.
Yeah, that's just fitting, isn't it?
1-1 is the count. 1-1. So a big out number 1 on the steal attempt by Wanzer. 3 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. And Echo Cedar now with a full count pitch. 3-2 offering, bouncing ball right back to the mound. Gets a nice 2-hopper to handle, stays in the circle, flips it over there to Rasmussen, and she comes back to get her for out number 2.
Yeah, great job by Echo Cedar, just taking care of that one on her own.
Skylar Rasmussen, the designated player, is now up to bat with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. If you're Exira here, you hope to get somebody to reach the bottom of the lineup, because that would force you to face the top of the lineup with, again, with nobody out.
Right.
Ball fouled back there. Otherwise, if you go out in this inning, you'll start the bottom of the 6th inning with 9-1-2, which in the later stages, that can be a major factor.
Yep, they're running on short on outs. Only 1 run down, so they're fine. But you got to start looking at stuff like that.
And they're going to have to put together some hits or something like that in the ball game. So 0-1 is the count. 0-1 pitch, late swing there by Rasmussen, well behind on that, and the count is now 0-2. So Eckelceder dealing here and ahead on the count at 0-2. She has 5 strikeouts so far, not quite the strikeout numbers, but still effective in this game tonight. 0-2 pitch, rise ball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And again, Exira has not chased anything up high.
Nope, they've done a lot better job of that, and that's why you see those strikeout numbers a little lower today.
They're putting the ball in play, but with the exception of the hard hit by the ball by Wanzer, they really haven't rocketed the ball around.
No.
1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. They have just 2 hits again. And here is now your 1-2 offering. And taking called strike number 3 on the inside is Rasmussen. Strikeout number 6 for Eckelceder. And that does it for Exira-Elk Kimbalton in the bottom of the 5th. No runs a hit. They leave nobody. We go to the top of the 6th. Vikings up 1-0.
Inspiring changes to a happier, healthier you is what we do at Clayton Drug. We are committed to helping you achieve the highest quality of life possible. We are a full-service pharmacy offering services such as med packing to your home or mail delivery and online prescription refill. We also offer a cash pricing program on name brand and generic prescriptions. Call 563-245-2530 to find out more. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to serve us all in between.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by 4 Scoops and More, The Edgewood Locker, Tinker-Built Custom Fab and Portable, Lloyd Kelchin Grain, Woods Edge Golf Course, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is the crop, harvest wisely, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Gothenburg and Elkader, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, and TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Edco will send up the top of their lineup. Faith Dugan, Ava Hofer, Rachel Eckelceder. In the bottom of the 6th inning, it will be Exira-Elk Kimbalton sending up 9-1-2. So again, it's just one more plate appearance in a matchup that Edco leads 1-0.
Yeah, so this 6th inning is just going to be pivotal in this game.
So again, to lead things off is Dugan. Dugan has scored the lone run. She's been on base twice, takes the first pitch away. The count is 1-0. Dugan was safe on an error, thrown out trying to steal for the first time this season. And it took a perfect throw to get her. And she also singled and scored on Eckelceder's hit. Takes this pitch there, pops it up. It'll clear the Edco dugout, though. First baseman Peterson gives chase, but falls away. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. So 1-1 is the count. And you see Coach Hubert taking time there as stepping out of the box, getting reset is Dugan. Here we go. 1-1 pitch, rise ball away. The count is 2-1. And how do you approach hitters like Dugan and like Peterson for Exira?
You know, it's tough. I don't envy the pitchers that have to face those hitters.
2-1 pitch. Dugan takes it high and away, and the count goes to 3-1.
And you don't want to walk them because of their speed, but you don't want to give them pitches to hit either, so it's tough.
Well, certainly Edco trying to play for some insurance here, leading 1-0. 3-1 count to Dugan. It's a rise ball. She checks her swing. It is ball number 4. They'll appeal it to first base. She did not break. So Dugan draws a leadoff walk here in the top of the 6th inning, and the Vikings sacrificed her over to second before. Again, you've got a great opportunity here.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see the same thing out of Edco here.
And time taken by Coach Peterson, and this is going to be interesting to see how they have this conversation here. And this is the case now of Dugan's speed on the base paths certainly helped drive in. She scored the only run there on the drive-in single from Eckelceder. And Hofer has done her job bunting. And this is likely the conversation as well as how we want to pitch Hofer to try to pop the bunt up.
Or do you, throw a pitch out and see if Dugan's, catch her being a little too aggressive at first or even stealing. So, yeah, a lot of things that could happen here.
So, an excellent timeout there. And Coach Huber also took timeout to talk with Dugan and Ava Hofer as well before Hofer's at bat. So, the Spartans are well in at the corners. And Miller gets the sign on the leadoff walk to Dugan. And she looks to bunt, pulls things back. She's off and running. Here's the throw to second. She slides in safe. A stolen base. They did not have her bunt. It was a good throw from Rasmussen, but a better slide by Dugan towards the outside of the bag to really avoid the tag. She's into scoring position.
Yeah, and the throw was just a touch high. It got there in time, but just a touch high, and Dugan able to slide right underneath of it.
So they were a little gun shy with Dugan after she reached on a single, but they went right after it there. So here's now the 1-0 pitch. Hofer tries to bunt, but she tried to bunt for a hit. Her job is to bunt the runner over to third base here, but she tried to bunt for a hit that time, and it's fouled back, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, and I think they're still going to try and maybe get her over to third.
I think he absolutely get her over to third base here with one out. You've got Eckelceder coming up, and at some point you may see them work away from some of the better Edco hitters. 1-1 pitch, squares to bunt. She pulls things back late, and I mean really late. It was a pitch upstairs. Great pitch for Miller to try to get Hofer to bunt and pop it up. But she was able to pull things back. Boy, quick decision there by Miller.
Well, that first pitch, too, she threw well high to, I think, dissuade her from getting that bunt down, and then they tried to throw Dugan out at second. But.
So here's now the 2-1 offering. Hofer takes a pitch, going to third base and stealing. Standing up is Dugan. Nobody covering the bag. In at third base was Stannison. Stannison points to herself there that's on me. And stealing third, standing up is Dugan, now just 60 feet away from making it 2-0.
Yeah, now Hofer's swinging away. And, yeah, there's definitely miscommunication between Standerson and Peterson there on who's
So
to
2-2. Edco, by the way, now faces a drawn in Exira-Elk, Kimbalton infield. And fouling it back there on a play is Hofer. So the infield is in, which makes sense. Yeah. It's a 1-0 ball game. It is a pitcher's duel. And they are way in at the corners. Hofer showed no signs of squaring to bunt. She was just taking a pitch to allow Dugan to go to third. 2-2 pitch, fouled back again by Hofer. So nobody out. This is a huge run standing at third base with Edco leading 1-0.
Yeah, 2 runs feels pretty big in this game.
So time taken once again here as they pick up the foul ball, bring it back into play. And they'll reset once again here now with 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. It's a high fly ball, center field. Coming in is Larson. Shallow center field catches it. Here's the throw to the plate. Lart sliding in is again Dugan, safe at the plate. She slides underneath the tag. So coming up firing there was Larson, who just had to regroup for a split second. Threw it into the plate. Ava Hofer, a sacrifice fly RBI. Dugan, another great slide. And the Vikings lead 2-0.
Yeah, there's that speed from Dugan again, because that was a good throw and a great job by Larson. She kind of backed up and caught it running in towards home plate to give her a little more oomph on that throw.
And with run chances at a premium, they were aggressive.
Yep.
Rachel Eckelceder is up to bat. Eckelceder takes the first pitch high. The count is 1-0. So it's now 2-0 Edco in the lead. Dugan has reached base all 3 times. She had 3 hits yesterday. She has scored both runs as a leadoff hitter expect. 1-0 pitch, taking a strike against Eckelceder. The count is 1-1. So it's a sacrifice fly RBI, by the way, for Ava Hofer, who has 2 sacrifices in this ball game, a bunt, and also there a fly ball sacrifice. And the pitch to Eckelceder is high. The count is 2-1. So different characters contribute, don't they?
Yep, Ava Hofer's done a tremendous job today.
And here's the 2-1 pitch. Eckelceder bouncing ball, third base line. It'll be foul of the bag, though. It'll roll just to the outside corner of the bag. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eckelceder hustled down to first, but she'll have to come on back.
Yep, just foul.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Edco now leading 2-0. That seems like such a huge lead in this game.
Yeah, the way she's pitching, it seems big.
And here is now the 2-2 pitch. Takes it high. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 count with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Vikings have really kind of had a handle on this game as far as how it's been played. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count, and now Eckelceder takes time as Miller takes her time, looking at the sign there from her catcher Rasmussen. We mentioned this earlier. Both teams call pitches from their dugouts. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Taking the pitch low is Eckelceder. It is ball number 4. So that's the second walk issued of the inning. And a 1-out base runner with Rachel Eckelceder being replaced again by Josie Deers. We have said this all season long. How many times do you see it where the leadoff runner reaches and ends up scoring? And a walk, it almost seems like it's a given.
Yeah, a walk even seems to up those chances.
But in this ball game, Dugan has reached base twice as the leadoff hitter and has scored both times.
Yep.
And again, it involved situational softball.
Yep, they've done just a great job with that.
McKenna Hofer is up to bat. Hofer is 0 for 2, bounced out to third, and a strikeout victim. So again, it is 2-0, Edco in the lead here as McKenna. Second base is McKenna Hofer. It's a base hit. There's runners on the corners now for Edco. and still one out here.
Yeah, great job by McKenna Hofer. Again, didn't get a ton of it, but just enough. Good effort by Mulford, but not able to get it.
So it's a base hit for, again, McKenna Hofer. Deers goes to third base, and we again thank you for being very patient here. As we may dip out. We haven't hardly dipped out at all in this ball game. May happen from time to time, but we'll certainly try to keep you in the loop of what's exactly happening here. As Edco has scored a run in this inning, Dugan walked, a stolen base, and then a sacrifice fly by Hofer. 2 stolen bases actually for Dugan. The sacrifice fly for Hofer brought in the second run. Echo Cedar walked. Deers advancing to third on the base hit for McKenna Hofer. Hofer advancing to second base on the throw. Faith Kirby is their courtesy runner. Lauren Kirby, the bigger sister, is up to bat, and she follows the first pitch back.
Yep, and EHK in everywhere. They're going to try and cut this run down at home if it's hit to the
Again, they
infield.
realize that runs are at a premium in this ball game. They can ill afford to give up anything more. Already trailing here by a score of 2-0.
Yeah, 3 would feel huge here.
Absolutely. So you're listening to high school softball on KCTN, Garnavillo, Elkader, Iowa, Edco State Tournament action. 2-0, Vikings in the lead. This has been their best offensive inning so far, and at least getting on the base paths anyway, as 3 of the 4 have reached with only 1 out here in the 6th. Pitch to Kirby, takes it, it's inside. The count is 1-1. Our umpire has been outstanding today, consistent behind the plate. We have seen that in all 3 tournament games.
Yeah, great crews down here, which you would expect that.
So 1-1 is now the count. And here's the 1-1 pitch to Kirby. Takes it high and away. The count is 2-1. Audubon, they're inside the baseline between first to second and second to third. And the corners are, I would say, a good 20 feet up on the line here.
Yeah, they're definitely in a long way, which they need to be. Deers has good speed.
2-1 pitch, and reaching out for it is Kirby. Fouled it there up against the screen area, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lauren Kirby has had some huge at-bats for them during this postseason. This is another great opportunity here with the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this would be huge if she could come up with a base hit here.
So again, back into the box. Miller could certainly help herself out with a strikeout. 2-2 pitch, popped up, and that's going to make it out of play, though. Giving chases to catcher Rasmussen into the Edco crowd, where the Viking fans do not make an attempt to go get it, and it's picked up by somebody in the first row. So 2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count.
Yep, good job by Kirby just hanging in there.
Well, here we go. Senior, right?
Yep.
Youth on the base paths with Deers and Kirby. Plenty of speed, as we mentioned, on the base paths. 2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. And here's now your 2-2 pitch, and that ball's lined into right field. Mulford going back, makes the play. They tag Deers from third. They throw it to second base, and Deers scores sliding in. They threw the ball to second base instead of throwing it into home. Deers wasn't set to tag, but it ends up being a sacrifice fly, RBI for Kirby, and it is 3-0 Edco in the lead now.
Yeah, I think Mulford just assumed that she was tagging and going and tried to keep the runner at second, but little late tag by Deers, and she's able to score with that.
So that brings up Addie Smeltzer now, the second baseman. It is now 3-0 Edco in the lead here. Addie Smeltzer takes the first pitch, and she lifts a high fly ball. This is to center field. It's over the head of Larson. It hits the fence. Scoring easily from second is again Kirby. Into second base with a double is the postseason hitting star Addie Smeltzer. Her 4th extra base hit of the state tournament. It is 4-0 Edco in the lead.
Boy, she has just found something at the plate. She's been outstanding this whole tournament, continues it. That hit into the fence. She wasn't very far from her 3rd home run in this tournament.
Amazing. As Chloe Everett is up to bat, there is 2 outs in the inning. So again, 3 runs on the board here as Faith Kirby scored on the double there by Addie Smeltzer. And here is Everett, base hit into center field. No wave around the runner. There's Smeltzer, the throw to the plate. She slides in without a tag. It is 5-0 Edco in the lead. And for the second night in a row, a big 6th inning for the Vikings.
Yeah, they're just hitting the ball all over the park right now. Started with a couple walks, but these last 3 have been solid base hits for Edco.
So that brings up now Kara Knipper, who will be the 8th Viking to bat. Time taken here by Coach Peterson, his 2nd trip to the mound here, and this is just to maybe settle the team down here because Edco has strung together 3 hits. They had only 2 hits coming into this inning, 2 walks, 3 hits in the inning. They have scored 4 runs. And again, sacrifice fly RBIs from Hofer and Kirby as part of this inning.
Yeah, they've been just tremendous at the plate this inning.
So Edco, 3rd time through the lineup. Started on the second time, but this is the third time through.
And we've said that. They get better. That first time through, they don't hit the ball that well, but they really seem to time the opposing pitcher up. And that second, third time through, they really do a good job.
So Kara Knipper is up to bat. Knipper is 0 for 2. The pitch takes it low. Off and running is going to be Everett. Correction there, I should say. Vasky is the runner who's into the ball game. And Vasky, there's no chance, as she had such a great jump, and the pitch was low to Rasmussen. She decided to eat it, and sliding in head first again was Vasky, showing that ability.
So now Knipper can knock another one in here.
Yep, and I like that. 0-1 is the count. And here's now the 0-1 pitch. It's a rise ball upstairs. The count is 1-1. Knipper is 0 for 2, bounced out to short, and a strikeout victim. So Dugan walked. Ava Hofer there after 2 stolen bases, lifted a sacrifice fly. Eckelsteeder walked. Deers replaced her. And then a single by McKenna Hofer. Faith Kirby then came in to run. Sacrifice fly by Lauren Kirby drove in the second run of the inning. And then you had the double by, once again, Smelter to drive in a run, and the single by Chloe Everett to drive in a run. And Knipper swings right through the pitch there, and the count is 1-2. So 5-0, Edco in the lead here, as the bats coming alive, as they have all tournament for them, haven't they?
Yeah, they've hit really, really well. Probably better than most people expected.
1-2 is the count, and the 1-2 offering. Knipper reaches out for it, pops it up. Second baseman Nelson has an easy play to make and makes it for the third out of the inning. But for the Vikings, 4 runs in the inning, 3 hits, then leave a runner in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 5-0 Edco.
Being good at life means getting your finances in order so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of experience, New York Life Insurance Company offers insurance and financial solutions you can benefit from while you're, living. For trusted guidance, contact your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer with your Vision Financial Group, proudly located and serving the beautiful Guttenberg community. Call Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. Start planning today for peace of mind tomorrow. Your Vision Financial Group is not owned or operated by New York Life.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Edco leads 5-0. Jordan Mulford, Taryn Peterson, Anna Larson, 9-1-2 to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mulford popped out to the catcher her last at-bat, takes a pitch there for a strike. The count is 0-1. So Edco playing for some insurance in the later stages of this ball game. They pick up 4 huge runs, and again, somebody different in the lineup contributing for them.
Yeah, it's been up and down their lineup.
0-1 pitch, swinging through it there is Mulford. Eckelsteeder, certainly with a 5-0 lead, can continue to be aggressive as she wants to be and stay ahead. She can challenge here, given a 5-run lead.
Yep, and it'd be big to get this first out of the inning.
And the 0-2 pitch, fouled back there. Good piece of hitting by Mulford to hang tight. The count is 0-2.
This is going to be a really pivotal inning. If they can get through this one, 5-run lead into the 7th would feel just mountainous.
And you still got to deal with Exira's top of the lineup and their top 2 hitters. And again, their top 4 hitters have all done a good job putting the ball into play. So the count is 0-2. You'd like the first out here. 0-2 pitch, rise ball, swinging right through it is Mulford. Strikeout number 7 for Eckelsteeder. And it's out number 1 here in the 6th.
Yep, that's big for Eckelsteeder. Don't let that 9 hitter get on base. And now you can face their top hitter with no one on.
Taryn Peterson is up to bat. Peterson is 0 for 2. She has popped out to second and bounced out to short. So 1 out, and now the top of the lineup for Exira-Elk Kimbalton. And Eckelsteeder, the pitch low, and the count is 1-0. We mentioned one of those hitters for Exira EHK that, again, just like Dugan, you figure she's 0 for 2, so she's due, right?
Yeah, she's due. You're not going to see her go 0 for 3 too often.
And 1-0 is the count. And Eckelsteeder delivers now the 1-0 pitch. Bouncing ball fisted to Vasky. Nice hop there. Throws it to the first baseman. And Peterson retired 5-3 for a big out number 2.
Boy, huge out getting her.
And that brings up Anna Larson, now the center fielder. Larson is 0 for 2. She has struck out twice in this ball game, the number 2 hitter. So they've kept the top of the lineup off the base paths. The top 3 in the lineup right now for Exira-Elk Kimbalton are combined 0 for 7.
Yeah, that's the difference in the game.
And that's one of the high fly ball. That pitch was up, fouled over down the left field line. That'll make it past the dugout there. The dugout of Exira-Elk Kimbalton on the third base line. And the count is 0-1.
Yeah, Edco, Faith Dugan has been on base every time. Ava Hofer's just done her job, hasn't been on base, but sacrificed. Eggleseder's been on twice, so that's the difference.
Bottom of the lineup, still contributed too. So the 0-1 pitch there, it's low, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. But tonight, defensively, they have been making the plays that you need to make.
Absolutely. Vasquez had a couple nice plays. They've looked solid on those fly balls, so they've done a great job defensively today.
So the count is a ball and a strike to the left-hander Larson. Larson pops it up. That'll make it out of play. Ton of foul balls, and that just says something about the pitching.
Yeah.
The count goes to 1-2.
It's just hard to put her into play. Even if you do get the bat, it's hard to get the bat on it, and then when you do, you got to put it in play, and then when you do that, you got to hit it hard. It's just, it's tough.
Yeah, you're talking a lot of scenarios there that's challenging, isn't it?
Yep.
So a ball and 2 strikes is now the count. And Eckelsteeder trying to get out of the inning without any trouble. 1-2 pitch, rise ball right to the hands of Vasquez. One hopper, good strong throw across the diamond. Back-to-back plays made there by Vasquez at third base. And that does it for Exira-Elk Kimbalton. They go down in order in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th. Vikings lead 5-0.
Spring means the start of landscaping and construction season. Before you start any projects, make sure to get your utilities located and marked, including your fiber optic internet lines. Damaging underground lines can result in disruption in service. Call Iowa 811 at least 3 business days in advance of any project. It's free and can save you time and money. And be sure to include Alameda-Clayton Electric Cooperative in any construction plans. Give us a call at 563-864-7611. Alameda-Clayton Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy provider.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Carl's Grocery, Wolfie's Retreat Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Daycare in Manchester, Lone Pine Golf Course and Country Club, The Market, a division of Kendrick Inc., Nutrient Ag Solutions, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena, member FDIC, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, Myers Auto Service in Monona, Clayton Cunningham Recycling in Monona, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, and Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com. We now go to the top of the 7th inning. Edco leading 5-0. They'll send up 9-1-2. Avery Brown, Faith Dugan, and Ava Hofer. As again, the top of the lineup started things in the 6th inning as they score 4 runs to take control 5-0. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Exira-Elk Kimbalton will send up Riley Miller, Riley Peterson, and Lucy Standerson. So to lead things off here is Avery Brown. Brown struck out back in the 3rd inning, replaced by a pinch hitter. Looks to slap from the left-handed side of the box, takes it low, and the count is 1-0. So the Vikings here, smooth sailing in the 6th inning. And again, defensively there, made the plays. 1-0 pitch, taking it outside for a strike is Vasquez. The count is 1-1. Again, if Edco wins, they're headed to the championship game and will play at 2:30 Friday afternoon. Exira-Elk Kimbalton trying to force a game later tonight. 1-1 pitch, swings right through it there. The count is 1-2. Actually, at 5:15 is when that game would be played.
Early evening, late afternoon, whatever you want to call that.
And the Vikings trying to get through their bracket undefeated, which puts you in a one pitch game, or one play game, I should say, in that championship game. Ball fouled back there by Brown, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes.
It does seem like maybe they should make that championship game best of 3. You play all this double elim, and then you lose 1 and you're out there.
1-2 pitch popped up. That'll make it right towards us, but it hits the netting in front of us, and we'll do it again with the count 1-2. Don't you think that might be down the line eventually, do you think?
I think so. I think maybe they're going to see how this went this year with the pod play, double elim, and then maybe go to that eventually.
Now scheduling may cause some problems with that. 1-2 change up. She reaches out for it, slaps it back to the mound. One hopper there to Miller. Miller fires it over to the first baseman Peterson, as it was not a bunt, but a check hit back to the mound, and it's out number 1.
Yeah, and scheduling would be an issue, but with this great facility here, I'm betting they could probably find some way to make that work.
Maybe start the games a little earlier in the morning, something like that.
And you could play on multiple diamonds too. Maybe wouldn't be ideal, but you definitely could do that.
Yeah, maybe work it out where the championship game is 3 games, but maybe it's 2 days that you got to play.
Yep, could do something like that.
Yeah. So, Faith, we're always full of ideas.
Yeah.
Faith Dugan is up to bat. Dugan has been up 3 times and has reached base 3 times. Safe on an error, single and scored. starting the 4th inning and walked and scored in the 6th. 1-0 is the count. 1-0 pitch there is low. The count is 2-0. And you can see that Miller very concerned about dealing with Dugan.
Yeah, we talked about how hard it is to pitch to these really good hitters with speed because you don't want to put them on, but you don't want to give them anything to hit.
And here's the pitch, fouled back out of play by Dugan, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. So 2-1 is the count. Dugan looking for a good pitch to hit. Again, we thank you for hanging with us here. We know that from time to time we have a drop here or there, but for the most part it's been pretty good today. 2-1 pitch, it's outside, the count is 3-1. If Edco hangs on, we'll apparently be moving to the diamonds that have better internet.
That'd be great.
That's what we're told anyway. 3-1 is the count. 3-1 offering there, and Dugan fouls it back field. And coming in towards left center field is going to be the center fielder Larson, who tracks it down. Great jump on the ball, catches the line out to center field. Dugan hit it hard, but retired for out number 1.
Yeah, Larson's a good outfielder there in center field. She reads the ball well, gets good jumps on it, takes good angles. She really does a nice job in center field.
That brings up Ava Hofer, who has had 2 huge at-bats in this ball game, both involving sacrifice plays. And she's up to bat with nobody on. Hits a slow bouncing ball slowly up to third base. Field there by Standison. Throw to first. It is not in time. Ava Hofer has her first hit. It's an infield single. At first, I thought maybe she hit it off the foot, but she was able to get out of the box, hustle down the line, and a 2-out base runner for the Vikings.
Yep, just took a little bit of a weird hop there, and I bet we see Jenna Hammond now if everything holds.
Well, the officials are going to talk, and it seemed like Hofer just kind of hesitated out of the box, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe. And so maybe they're asking if it did hit her.
And Hofer will tell you it's a line drive in the books.
Yeah.
I think it came from Exira-Elk Kimbalton.
Yeah, and I think Coach Eggleseder over there asked her, did it hit you? And I saw her kind of shake her head no. So.
But it just took a weird spin.
It did. It had some odd spin on it in front of the plate there.
And as the third baseman, Standison, came charging in, just had no chance with Hofer's speed to get her.
Yep.
Rachel Eckleseder is up to bat. Eckleseder with a base hit, drove in a run in the 4th inning, drove in the first run to give Edco a 1-0 lead. And she lifts a high fly ball down the right field line, giving chase as Mulford out of her reach there as it is inside the tarp. Bounces in there, and I think Mulford can just probably let that go. Oh, it came out the other end.
Got all the way through there, maybe, huh?
She's going to let it go anyway.
Well, I think she's telling him, hey, it's right here. I'll grab it.
All right, so she went back to get it there. But, yeah, that's a little excitement, I guess. As we saw that play a factor in the ball game yesterday for Edco, that tarp. And I guess it would be more of a challenge to move it out of here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And it doesn't come into play often.
And 0-1 pitch, and Eckleseder takes it away, and the ball scoots by the catcher. So Hofer will go into second base on what ends up being a pass ball, a rare miscue by Zoe Rasmussen.
Yeah, and that could turn out to be big here, too, because now in scoring position, Ava Hofer with good speed, and Rachel Eckleseder, your top RBI girl, up.
And Eckleseder takes the pitch and takes it for a strike. The count is 1-2. Even though the count was 1-1, I thought maybe they would look to maybe work away from Eckleseder.
I wondered too.
But Hofer has a base hit in this ball game.
Yeah, the behinder's been solid.
So 1-2 is now the count. And Miller's 1-2 pitch to Eckleseder, lines that ball right to the glove of the second baseman, Nelson, who reached over to the right. That ball was roped. Well played by the second baseman, Nelson, as Eckleseder lines out hard to second, and that does it for the Vikings. No runs a hit. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Vikings 3 outs away from the state championship game. They'll try to close the deal next.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular, security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point. The Edgewood Reminder, Evans Chiropractic, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, J&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Bacon Concrete and Post Fill, Furniture Showcase and Allwine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, the Grinnell Mutual Agent in Monona, and by Rivals Inc., Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. Bottom of the 7th inning, Riley Miller, Briley Peterson, Lucy Stannerson to lead things off for the Spartans. First pitch there, takes it inside for a strike. The count is 0-1. Miller, by the way, the opposite pitcher of Eckleseder, is only a junior.
Yeah, there's a good chance this team is back. I think Taryn Peterson, a junior as well.
They'll try to rally here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Miller, strikeout victim, bounce back to the mound, fouls it off the screen there, and the count is 0-2.
Yeah, there was that rise ball, and Miller chased it. She did get a piece, but wasn't going to be able to do anything with it.
It's something, the way Echo Cedar has thrown this game, doesn't have the huge strikeout numbers, but has still been in control, just different fashion than what she was on Monday.
Yeah, and the defense has been solid behind her.
Reaching out for it is Lars Miller, She slaps it right to the first baseman, Kirby. A step away. Kirby knocked it down, steps on the bag. 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, always big to get that first out.
So down to their final 2 outs, and Briley Peterson is up to bat. Peterson has one of the 2 hits in this ball game for Exira-Elk Kimbalton. First pitch there to Peterson, checks her swing, got a piece of it, fouls it back, and the count is 0-1. So the Vikings 2 outs away from returning to the state softball tournament. It was the early 2000s last time that Edco had a team advanced. And again, they will try to close the deal here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 0-1 pitch, rise ball swinging through it is Peterson, and that's one of the few times tonight that she has gotten that rise ball where they chased after it.
Yeah, they haven't chased it much. They've been a lot more disciplined on that pitch, but I think there's some desperation in the EHK side now.
And 0-2 is the count. 0-2 pitch, swinging right through it. There is Peterson. A little oomph there from Echo Cedar. Yep. Strikeout number 8, and again the Spartans down to their final out.
Yeah, every once in a while you see her just put a little more on something, and she did it right there.
And that brings up now Lucy Standerson, the third baseman. Standerson is 0 for 2, popped out to the mound and flew out to center field. The Vikings 1 out away from a Friday afternoon 1A title game. Pitch there, bouncing ball. Third baseman Vasky fields it through across the diamond, caught it in time, and there it is. The Vikings win their 30th game of the season, and they are heading to the Class 1A state championship softball game on Friday afternoon. A big 6th inning, and again, timely hitting, great pitching. The Vikings 3-0 so far are in Fort Dodge. They will play in the 1A title game at 2:30 on Friday afternoon. With the win, Edco now 30-10. Exira-Elk Kimbalton closes the season with a record of 25-7. Vikings advancing to state. Total team performance tonight.
Total team performance. You get, their stars kind of showed up tonight. It had been the whole team up until tonight, but this game it was their stars. It was Rachel Eggleseder in the circle and Faith Dugan on the base pass, with some help from others, but those 2 were definitely the stars of this game.
They took control with a 4-run 6th inning, just like they scored 5 runs yesterday in the 6th. They scored actually 6 runs in the 6th inning yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, that's been the inning for them, and just what a job by their defense today. Solid. I don't think they committed a single error.
They had 1 error in this ball game, and that was on a tough hit to Smeltzer there.
Yep.
Speaking of Addie Smeltzer, continues her torrid hitting in the postseason. Had an RBI as part of that inning with a double. Chloe Everett had a base hit and an RBI. Lauren Kirby, big sacrifice fly RBI. Ava Hofer had a sacrifice fly RBI as well as part of that inning, and it is again 5-0 Edco victorious. We'll take a break. When we return, game stats, coaching interviews, your post-game show is coming up. You're listening to Edco State Tournament Softball from KCTN Sports.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Getting to the age of 55 may have earned you wisdom, but Central State Bank thinks you should get something more, like a checking account that earns you interest. We believe you've earned the right to avoid fees for ATM and debit cards, wire transfers, cashier checks, and insufficient funds transfers. Call or visit Central State Bank today and ask about our Classic 55 checking. It's time you've got what you earned. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Mom, yeah, put that on my to-do list. There is more and more on my to-do list every day. I can hardly keep up, and I have to make sure everyone is paid. But who has time for the bills?
You know who can help with that?
Who?
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping. They not only do taxes, but specialize in bookkeeping services as well. Has your to-do list gotten too long? Want help? Give Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping a call at 563-245-2154.
Edgewood Auto and Towing is an automotive repair shop, tire dealer, and 24/7 towing service. We offer full service work on all autos and semis. Our highly skilled mechanics provide quality workmanship and will get you back on the road in a timely manner. Check out our current tire rebates by calling 563-928-7333 or stopping into Edgewood Auto and Towing for complete terms and conditions.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable fast broadband internet in Northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Lewena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
Edco Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Community Insurance with offices in Edgewood and Delhi, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, Springville, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Blooms, Flowers, Gifts, and more in Edgewood. Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living. Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point. Rockwell Appliance and TV, the home of quality service with the lowest price guaranteed in Prairie du Chien, Waukon, Decorah, and Viroqua. Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland. Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon. Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa. And Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Welcome back to Fort Dodge. It is Edco to the Class 1A State Tournament Softball title game on Friday afternoon at 2:30. They will take on either Clarksville or Fort Dodge St. Edmund. Those two teams play here at 3 o'clock, and it's a case there where Fort Dodge St. Edmund needs to defeat Clarksville twice in order to get to the title game. Clarksville is the highest-ranked team left in this bracket. They are ranked at number 2 in Class 1A.
Yeah, and Clarksville's had a couple scares, but been able to stay undefeated. And, yes, St. Edmund would have to win 3 games today to reach that final game.
They played
Friday.
a 15-inning game in round number 1 to beat North Butler 12-11 in 15 innings. But Edco has secured their place. Rachel Ecoseder, they bring out the brackets there, and she put Edco into the title game on the board that they have there to announce that you're continuing to move on. And that is the case for Edco. Every once in a while, we kind of drop frames from time to time, but what we were talking about, in case you missed it, was the effort by Rachel Ecoseder, as only allowed 2 hits and really threw a better ball game than what she did the other night against Exira-Elk. Kimbalton, just kind of recap that.
Yeah, just again, maybe a little bit of a strategy change by EHK, but and also didn't walk anyone tonight. You know, that was big. Those 2 walks ended up hurting her the first game.
So Ecoseder gets the win. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, walking nobody, and striking out 8. But again, they made the plays that they needed to make in this ball game. Only 1 error. Remember, they did have 7 errors in the ball game yesterday and still won by a final score of 8-5.
That's impressive in itself.
Let's go back to that 6th inning, though. Again, huge hits. This has been the story of a total team effort here, because Ava Hofer has that sacrifice fly RBI. That was after she was asked to bunt, remember? And Dugan had stolen second, and they were going to look to bunt her to third. And again, she took a 2-1 pitch, and for Elkhorn, Kimbalton, and Exira there, miscommunication defensively. Dugan steals third standing up, and then Ava Hofer with a sacrifice fly RBI to start that 5th inning, or that 6th inning rather.
Yeah, it all starts with Dugan getting on base, but Ava Hofer, great job. And I think the momentum kind of turned when Dugan got to third on that one. The EHK girls kind of looked at each other. They were disappointed in their own miscommunication there, and you saw their energy just drop a little bit. And then Ava Hofer with that sack fly, it dropped a little bit more. Rachel Eggleseder walks, and then the hit parade started.
Well, McKenna Hofer had a base hit to put runners into scoring position there. Lauren Kirby had the sacrifice fly RBI, the drive in the second run of the inning. And that was with 2 outs then. And again, Hattie Smeltzer took one off the fence, doubled in a run. That made it at that point 5-0, or 4-0 rather. And then Chloe Everett contributes with a base hit and an RBI. So you again in the lineup, look at the top 7 spots there that batted that inning, all having a hand in those 4 runs.
Absolutely. Even the 2 outs were productive RBI outs, sacrifice outs. So, just a total team effort. Again, I think it starts with Dugan, but she can't do it alone. She definitely got help in that inning as well.
All right, let's go through the individual totals, starting here first off for Edco. Faith Dugan was 1 for 3, scored 2 runs in this ball game. A rarity, throwing out, trying to steal, but she did add 2 stolen bases in. Ava Hofer has maybe one of the quietest stat lines you're going to see. 1 for 2, but her at-bats were huge, leading to runs in the 4th and 6th innings. She had a sacrifice bunt and had a sacrifice fly RBI, so she actually drives in 1 in this ball game. Rachel Eggleseder was 1 for 3, drove in the first run for the Vikings on a base hit and an RBI. She later walked, and Josie Deers was her courtesy runner who came in to score. McKenna Hofer was 1 for 3 in the ball game. She had a hit as part of that 6th inning blowout there for the Vikings. Faith Kirby came in to run for her. Faith Kirby scored the run. Lauren Kirby was 0 for 2 in this ball game, but had a sacrifice fly RBI to plate a run in the 6th inning. Addie Smeltzer, 1 for 3, another extra base hit, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Chloe Everett was 1 for 2 with a base hit and an RBI. Avery Brown was 0 for 2, and Kayla Reimer there was 0 for 1 in this ball game. Calissa Reimer, rather, as she came in to pinch hit, she was 0 for 1 in this ball game. 5 runs, 6 hits for Edco, and again they committed 1 error, which was very early on a hard hit ball. Totals for Exira-Elk Kimbalton. Taryn Peterson 0 for 3, Anna Larson 0 for 3, Riley Miller 0 for 3, Briley Peterson was 1 for 3. Lucy Stannerson 1 for 3. Zoe Rasmussen was 1 for 2. Abby Wanzer was 1 for 2. Zoe Rasmussen was 0 for 2. Skylar Rasmussen was 0 for 2. Jordan Mulford was 0 for 2. It is a team that is built on the top of their lineup. They have as good as anybody's lineup. Their stats just the same as Edco's, and their top 3 hitters go a combined 0 for 9 in this ballgame.
Yeah, and that was the difference. Edco's top got on base, scored a couple runs. Did a nice job, and EHK just couldn't get on base. And that helps out your bottom as well, because then it puts pressure on the defense and the pitcher. The bottom of the order is going to see better pitches then, and that's what Edco was able to do, and EHK was not able to do.
Edco coming into the postseason was ranked at number 15, and again they had that spell later part of the season there where they actually went from. They started the year ranked at number 4. They actually fell all the way down to just basically hang in to number 15. It cost them an opportunity to play a regional final at home. But in the tournament here, they have now beaten 5 ranked teams in a row, including the number 1 team, Exira-Elk Kimbalton, twice.
Yeah, they, that little bobble there, it's kind of the middle end of the season, but they shaped it back up and got back on track, and now we're seeing kind of what everyone thought they would be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's certainly been a total package there. So now we know they'll face another ranked team, whether it's Clarksville or Fort Dodge St. Edmund. Clarksville is the number 2 ranked team, and Clarksville did spend time ranked at number 1 throughout this season. So you figure Edco goes into that ball game here. You absolutely love the way they are playing.
Boy, yeah, they're just playing outstanding, especially this particular game. They really couldn't have done much better this game.
And the best thing about it is, and this is for everybody, from Edco, from the players, from us, the broadcasters there, we're all going home.
Yes,
we're going home after this game.
Nothing against Fort Dodge, but it's been a long few days here.
And so Edco's going back with the plans to come back then on Friday morning, being that they don't play till 2:30 in the afternoon, and they'll get a chance to maybe make it a late afternoon trip perhaps, or at least early evening anyway, so they'll get home. But we had talked to a number of Edco parents and fans here, and they all the same thing that we were.
Yep.
Let's hopefully just take care of this in the first game.
Yep.
And I had mentioned to them, I said, as far as how our week has went, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't had the best luck with some things here, but Edco has kind of made it worthwhile. They've played great and advanced the championship, and parents, fans, players, I'm sure, all anxious to spend a day and a couple nights at home and come back refreshed for that championship game.
And again, our On Deck show will start Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock. First pitch is at 2:30 here on KCTN FM 100. We'll be moving over to Champions Field as, again, they've played all the games at the Iowa Farm Bureau Field here. And Edco will play on in a different diamond and hopefully with better Wi-Fi connections over there. So, again, Edco victorious by a final score of 5-0. We'll take a break. When we return, we hope to talk with the coaches of today's ballgame, or at least Edco coach Taylor Huber. That and more when our postgame show continues after this.
NEAT is connecting more and more homes and businesses to reliable, fast broadband internet in Northeast Iowa. NEAT's fiber optic network has expanded and is now offering speeds up to 1 gig in and around Monona, Lewena, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, Postville, and surrounding rural areas. NEAT Fiber provides high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light. For more information on how to upgrade your speed and services, visit NEITEL.com or call today 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams, enjoy the weather, and get your kids' summer checkup scheduled at Family Dentistry Associates in Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Brown's family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Brown's is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
The Clayton County Farm Bureau Beef Passport is designed to connect communities with local restaurants, local beef, and local agriculture. Now through August 31st, visit participating locations like Fenley's Irish Pub, TD Sports Bar, and Backwoods Bar and Grill to enjoy featured beef menu items and collect stamps for prizes. This year, there's no minimum number of stamps required to enter, and you can participate digitally or with a traditional paper passport.
Welcome back again to Fort Dodge. Post-game show continues. We'll be joined hopefully here very shortly by head coach Taylor Huber. But again, it's state tournament, so you have different media obligations that they actually have to take. But Coach Huber has certainly taken the time to talk to us after the ball games throughout the state tournament run, the postseason run as well, as Edco here has now put together 6 very strong games at the end of the regular season here, and then, of course, here in the postseason. And as we mentioned, it's their 5th win in a row against a ranked team. So you always talk about wanting to be playing the best ball at the end of the season, and that certainly is the case for Edco. Again, our final score is 5-0. Edco victorious. They score 4 runs in the 6th inning, which seems to be the magical inning for them, and they blew open the 1-0 game there with the final score of 5-0. Exira-Elk Kimbalton, by the way, had 1 runner reach second base in this game. So only 1 runner got into scoring position, and that was early in the ball game. That was after a girl had reached with an error. So that actually took place in the 2nd inning. And throwing out trying to steal was Abby Wanzer in the 5th inning trying to get to second. So if you add in Wanzer being thrown out trying to steal, that means Ecclestheater closed the game by retiring the final 10 Exira-Elk Kimbalton Audubon runners. So basically, again, from the 4th inning on, she only allowed 1 base runner there, and that base runner was eliminated there when she was thrown out trying to steal by McKenna Hofer. We talked about defensively, how it was a better ball game for Edco today. That was all the way around. Eva Vasky had a couple of real nice plays at third base in this ball game. Avery Brown made a nice catch in a ball that was hit to left center field, and then McKenna Hofer obviously throwing out the speedster there in Abby Wanzer, who was certainly a threat to go and ended up being thrown out. That's when the ball game was 1-0. So that was in the bottom of the fifth inning. Wanzer had reached on a single and tried to steal second base. That's, again, after Edco was leading 1-0. And after Wanzer was thrown out there, it was a bounce out back to the mound, and it was a strikeout recorded by Eckelceder. I mentioned that Eckelceder struck out 8 in the ball game. She struck out 15, by the way, the last time that she faced Exira-Elk Kimbalton. But she did actually have to make 2 plays in this ball game defensively. So basically what has happened is when you face Edco, and if you strike out double digits or your pitcher's involved with making more than half the plays, they're awful tough to beat. Any team is pretty tough to beat. It means your defense behind you only has to make 10 or 11 plays. The other night, 15 strikeouts. You only got to make 6 plays defensively. But tonight, they were forced to make a few more plays, but they made them defensively. Only 1 error, and that was on a hard hit ground ball, ironically by Abby Wanzer, who reached base twice in this ball game. We mentioned Exira-Elk Kimbalton is a team that started the year ranked in the top 4, never dropped below that. Finished the regular season ranked at number 1, a team that was at state 2 years ago is Audubon, and now here with sharing of sports with Exira-Elk Kimbalton and Audubon. So that's basically all those schools have come together to share some girls' sports, and it sounds like in talking to their head coach, Tom Peterson, there may be more of that coming as well. So they're dealing, like many schools there, with the issue of, you just don't have the numbers anymore that you're dealing with. So they have been sharing here softball, and this is the first time here to state with Exira-Elk Kimbalton, Audubon all put together. That's why they wore the Audubon jerseys in this ball game today. But it is Edco advancing by a final score of 5-0. Again, in this ball game for Edco, they have 8 of their 9 hitters reaching base somehow in this ball game tonight. Correction, 7 of 9 reaching base in this ball game tonight for Edco. So that's what we've talked about there.
Players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa. Players, coaches, and families who make Northeast Iowa a great place to call home. Whether it's on the field or in your financial life, we're here to help you reach your goals. Visit us in Elkader, Monona, Postville, or Waukon and experience the difference of a 100% employee-owned community bank. Freedom Bank. We empower success.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge. Our post-game show continues. We'll postpone that talk on Clarksville, Fort Dodge, St. Edmund. We're joined by Edco softball coach Taylor Huber. Coach, first off here again today. Another night, it's somebody else stepping up, coming through for you guys.
Yeah, that's what I was telling the other guys. Like, it was just a total team effort. I mean, I think that's the difference and why we've been able to be successful is because it's been 1 through 9. It really has, and obviously we have Rachel in the circle, which, helps because you can say, hey, we score 3-4 runs here, I'm going to feel pretty good. Obviously we got 5, which was awesome. But, yeah, everybody doing their job and just 1 through 9, stepping up, big hits all over the place.
All right, let's start talking about some of those individuals. Faith Dugan.
Yes, what a tournament.
And, again, gets thrown out. But still stayed aggressive on the base pass, doing her job, getting on base twice, scoring 2 of your 5 runs.
Yeah, I'm not sure she wasn't safe the first time either. So, I mean, that was a perfect throw, and the shortstop is really good, obviously, so she made a really athletic play. But, I mean, that's a lot of our game is getting on and running. We don't hit a lot of extra base hits, so we got to get runners moved other ways. So, Faith has had an awesome tournament. I mean, she hasn't, quite got the glory, but she's doing it quietly. But, God, I don't know how many hits she's had. Definitely the most.
But she's had
6,
four the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
yeah. All right, Ava Hofer, quiet stat line, 1 for 2 in this ball game, but a huge sacrifice bunt, and it ends up a huge sacrifice fly as Dugan was able to steal third.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were playing up there. Ava, she kind of looked at me like, because I just called a straight steal. Sometimes we'll fake bunt steal with the runner on second, but I didn't want to get that shortstop moving because she was way up the middle, and the third baseman was halfway up the line. So Ava kind of looked at me crazy when I gave the straight steal there for Faith of third, and then obviously then she stepped up and got the big sack fly, and with Faith on third, she got it just far enough for Faith to run it in.
And then Lauren Kirby comes up, similar situation, couple of batters later, but a big productive at-bat.
Yeah, she smoked that ball. I mean, that was Josie, got froze a little bit there at third, but was able to get back quick enough, and they kind of made a little mishap there. So, yeah, big hit for Lauren. I told her she was going to, today was going to be her day. She's been struggling a little bit, but, she had a couple really good at-bats there.
Addie Smeltzer, what a tournament she's having with a double and an RBI as part of that inning.
Yeah. I just told her that last at-bat, just get the barrel on it, right? She's throwing hard. Just barrel it up. You got enough pop in that bat, it's going to go. So.
And Chloe Everett obviously finished the scoring with a base hit and an RBI. She's had a great postseason for you, too.
Yeah, and she's another one that's kind of, quiet, like with her hits. She's had some big hits with runners on, but also without runners on, just to keep that line moving. And, when she gets on base, it's huge, too, because then we can bring Vasky in, which is – a big threat for us on the bases.
Yeah, speed never goes into a slump. That's what we always like to say.
Yep.
All right, the other thing is Rachel Eckel-Cedar only struck out 8, and I like that. Only struck out 8.
Only.
But didn't this seem like this was even a better pitching performance than the first game when she struck out 15?
I would say for sure. I was telling your partner there, did she ever get to 3 balls on a batter? I don't know that she ever got to 3 balls.
I don't think so either.
I mean, she just was commanding the zone. I mean, everything was just, in the corners, just missing if she did, and really, trusting her defense, and great defensive performance from us today, and got the big strikeouts when she needed them.
All right.
Took care of the bottom of the order, which
Clarksville or Fort Dodge St. Edmund, right?
Yep. Well, we're going to stay and watch a little bit. I think it helps the girls to see, the pitcher for sure, kind of see the motion and see how the ball's moving, whatever. But we're not going to, we'll probably stay for 4 or 5 innings and see them a little bit. The nice thing is I can go back and watch it, online for all the other stuff. But, I mean, Clarksville, they're never out of it. They just always seem to find a way to work their way back in and win, right?
Yeah.
I think St. Edmunds has the more, potent offense probably, but Clarksville just never, they're never out of a game. They just fight. So
right. You guys are going home, right?
Yes, we're going to go home. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Girls get a little break from each other, get have a little bit of normalcy, sleep in their own beds for a couple nights, and be ready to go.
All right, we'll talk to you before Friday's game. Congratulations.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Edco softball coach Taylor Huber talking things over there about her Viking team. They're victorious by a final score of 5-0. We'll continue our post-game show after this. Hoping to talk with the head coach of Exira-Elk Kimbalton. If not, we'll be joined by Coach Mike Sass, and our post-game show continues after this.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Robertson Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Robertson.
Post-game show continues. Exira, you can understand, taking time to talk with their media and to talk as well with the girls. They're actually still having a conversation there. And a team that was ranked in the top 5 all year, certainly worthy of that ranking. They just lost 2 games at the state tournament there, and certainly ball games against Edco there. So one of these teams coming out of this side was going to be a threat, whether it was going to be Edco or Exira-Elk Kimbalton. They came in as the number 1 seed, but they realized Edco was legit, and Coach Peterson had talked about that before the first matchup.
Yeah, Exira's got a heck of a team and a couple of young stars, so there's a good chance they'll be back next year. And but you feel for the seniors that they do have. But they just kind of ran into a buzzsaw with Edco in this state tournament.
But for Edco, going back home, so are we. So are the Edco fans, all of them pleased that they're going to get home late afternoon, early evening. They're excited about that. But you play Friday afternoon at 2:30 here, and you like your chances. You're going to throw your all-state pitcher there, and the way the team is playing behind her, it's certainly more than just a one-player team.
Yeah, absolutely. And she gets a day rest now, a day off, so she should be at full strength. The only one that might want to keep playing is Addie Schmeltzer because she's been red hot down here.
Yeah, had another double today and an RBI. Entered the postseason with 8 extra base hits and has 4 of them here in Fort Dodge, 2 home runs and 2 doubles as well there. And again, they've had just a number of key players step up for them, which led to big innings and has led them to the state championship game. So our On Deck show will start Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock. First pitch is at 2:30. We'll bring you that game here from Fort Dodge on KCTN FM 100. Again, we'll be moving to a different diamond, hopefully a bit better Wi-Fi signal, I should say. It sounds like we had a better day today, which is fortunate there, and we thank you and appreciate everybody who hung with us through the just little glitches here and there that we've had. But let's head back home ourselves.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, so again, Edco victorious, defeating Exira-Elk Kimbalton by a final score of 5-0. They await the winner of Clarksville and once again Fort Dodge St. Edmund. We'll see you Friday afternoon for more state softball. For Mike Sass, I'm Dan Behrens. My thanks to Mike Johnson for running our studio show. For a complete recap of tonight's ball game, highlights, scores, and more, go to kctn.com and click on the Sports tab. This has been a presentation of KCTN FM 100 Sports.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.